All right. So let me first share my screen. All right. Now, so friends, as we know, Excel is not an alien tool for us. We have been working since our college days, or in our academics also, we used to create some thesis presentations, some calculations. We do a lot of things, isn't it? But today, when we are working in corporate world, the jobs are more challenging, and it demands a lot from us also as well. And one more thing I'll tell you, nowadays, the audience is having a different level of expectation. Mere presenting the numbers in Excel, those days are gone. So what audience is expecting? You have to present your data in such a way your numbers should tell a story to the people. So even though a layman is also sitting in the audience side, he can make out what exactly you are trying to convey. In case of your absence also, somebody else is doing your presentation, so people should not struggle understanding your data. So this is how you have to always ensure your numbers are there, no doubt, but the numbers also speak a beautiful story to the people. So that is called nothing but data presentation in terms of a storytelling format, or data presentation with a infographic presentations. So these are the most sellable things in the market, or hotcake in the market. So we have to discuss all these things in our 16 hours program. So don't worry, I'm going to give you the entire flavor, but we'll be starting first with our time saving techniques. Now, the moment being an Excel user, when we are working with data, we do a lot of mistakes. Trust me. What is the kind of mistake, or what is the major mistake we do? First, let me take you through so that we are not going to commit that same mistake going further. The first thing, no need to do anything, just look at my screen. Whenever we work in Excel, suppose we get the data, what we do, if a huge data is there, we immediately start doing the solution, designing some formula, functions, working with pivot table, or going for subtotal, or using the filter, or we do the data arrangements, we go for application of conditional formatting. All these things we do immediately. So this is the first mistake we do. So how to rectify that? What should be our approach to the data? Let me take you through that first. So no need to do anything. As I said, please stay focused on my screen. I'm not going to tell a story over here. I'm going to put a simple diagrammatic presentation so that everybody can connect what I am trying to say. So just allow me a minute. All right. So now, if you see, I have created a beautiful smarter diagram over here. So whenever we are working in Excel, the first thing is, being a user, we need to understand which platform I am getting my data, or I'm collecting my data. Is it from SAP? Is it from ERP? Is it from IBM ERP or Oracle ERP? Or is it from XNGN? Is it from FoxPro? Or is it from a SQL table data? So it depends which platform I am getting my data. Now, once I come to know the data is collected, okay, then the first and foremost important thing is data cleansing. Why we need to go for data cleansing? Prabhas, what do you mean by data cleansing? Data cleansing, I'll tell you, 90% cases, friends, we receive our data in a unclean fashion or unclean format. So what do you mean by unclean format or unclean fashion? The data might be having some unwanted spaces. Column headers should be missing. There might be a lot many cells blank should be there, or the date will not be in date format. The numbers will not be in number format. All these problems should be there in our data, 90% cases, trust me. So there, our data cleansing process starts. Unless or until you clean your data, you cannot work further. So how to clean the data? Yes, various features are there, formulas are there, functions are there, tools are there of Excel, and we are going to discuss, don't worry. Now, once my data is cleaned and ready for the next level, then I have to focus with my data arrangement. Because most of the time what it happens, the data will be not be arranged based on the data type. So we have to arrange the data with the proper fashion so that it will be presentable. And once the data is arranged, we cannot go to each and every cell, row, or column and customize the data. So basically, in that case, what we need to do, we have to engage necessary functions and formula of our Excel so that they will be doing the job for us and bringing the data in an accurate fashion. Now, once my formula and functions are applied, mere having the data doesn't make any sense. So being a professional, we need to analyze the data, taking the best historical methods or best orthodox approach, whatever we do have, or taking the old school of thoughts. Or if you have got some analytical skills, you can apply at your workplace and analyze the data like a professional and present to your target audience. So next focus, we have to give it our data analysis. That is more important. Now, once my data is analyzed, starting from the data collection till data analysis, we are just playing around with the numbers. But when we are presenting the data to the global leaders or the top management people, they are not really worried about our billions, millions, lakhs, and crores. They want to see the data, but the data should be in a visual format like charts and graphs. So our next focus has to be how to present our data in a graphical format so that instantly people can make out what we are trying to convey. So starting from data collection till you complete your charts and graphs, this should be our journey in our Excel. Now, if you follow this rhythm, what is the beauty? What is the advantage? Is it is going to help you in establishing a proper control in your data. And if at all anything goes wrong in any point of time, you don't need to go and spend time for recreating your data. You can hit exactly to that phase where it has gone wrong, whether it in the formula and functions or it is in the cleansing part. So you can rectify and you can get the things done. So this is how always make a thumb rule. Whenever you receive your data, follow the steps like this. Okay. So hope it brings more clarity what I'm up to. Is it reachable to you? Able to understand? Any questions?
No question.
All right. So now, how to approach with our data? We got a clarity on this, not an issue. Now, let me just close my file and let me take you through our sample case studies folder. There is a file called corporate case studies. Kindly open that. The file name, Excel file name is corporate case studies. So you'll be landing up with the cover page and there is a next button over here. You can click that and it will be taking you to the sheet name called business maths. Okay. So please confirm you got this same sheet open in front of your screen, business math. Why for
Yes.
years? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we got it.
Right, very good. Now, let me take you through the data what we have with us. So let me first give a background story of this sample case studies or exercise. In our routine activities, friends, we deal with a lot of basic calculations like our summation, addition, or whatever, multiplication, subtraction, divisions. We do many more times. But the problem is, some cases we spend a lot of time for doing the same. And why it is so? Because of the mindset. We have the practice we have developed in such a way. If it is a small calculations also, we spend a lot of time. So what we have done, we have collected few scenarios from the routine activities and we have created a beautiful example over here. I'm going to take you through such scenarios and we'll also know how to make some improvements on that. So the first thing I'll take you through, suppose say one person from the purchase department, he came to me and asked, Prabhas, I want to purchase 3 products, naming ABC, XYZ, anything. So A of 1000, B of 12, C of 20. And when I inquired with the vendor has given the rates. What is that? A of 1 rupee each, B of 20 rupees each, C of 10 rupees each. Now I went to my finance team and asked for a check. I request them kindly issue a check in favor of XYZ Limited. I am going to purchase all these 3 products of said quantities. Now my finance team, they asked a written question to me. What is that? Prabhas, how much amount you need? Now to answer my finance people, what we do in that case, we go to a next column. We create a formula, quantity multiplied by rate per unit. And once it is done, then make a total. Then we realize, oh, I need to collect amount, check up amount of 1,440 rupees. This is how we do. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So in this case, let us analyze the situation, people. Our requirement is lying only with this cell. But what is the point of getting all these 3 values? No idea. But we are helpless. Unless and until we get all these 3 values, we cannot get the total. Now see the impact. Just to answer to my finance team, I am creating one extra column. unwanted formulas I am creating, making my file size heavy, wasting my time over here. So this is what is ruled out. This is what we have to stop doing it. So whatever the practice we have today, we are going to stop. Now, how to answer in a better way? I'll take you through. Just 1 minute, watch my screen. So here you can notice I have a cell called total cost. I'll go for a simple formula naming called sum product. Sum product. How to write a formula quickly? See, whenever you go for a formula without equal to, formula is not going to be processed. So this is called assigning operator. When I go and type SUMP, can you see some product is already highlighted with blue color. So it is a meaning that this formula is ready for application. But how to write the entire text in the cell? Simple. On your keypad, you have to go for the tab key. From the left, you have a tab key. So when you go and hit the tab key, immediately what will be happening? Just see, when I go for sum P and I go for tab, automatically my entire formula is being populated till open parenthesis level. So that's the beauty. And this is the quickest way to write your formula instantly any point of time. Now, what it demands me, array one. Technically, some product is called as an array formula. And what is the first array in our data? Quantity. Should not include our quantity header, only the data points, comma. Array two, rate per unit. So we can take the data again. So two columns we had, two columns we have defined inside the formula. The moment I hit enter, am I getting the same value as we discussed before? All right, this is what we are getting, right? So even though I have 1,000 entries, I don't need to really worry about getting the answer. One simple formula is doing the job for me. So that's the beauty of some product. So please give it a try and do let me know whether some product is working for you people. If you have any queries, do let me know.
It's working.
Yeah.
There's one question. So
Yeah, please.
when you did the first 10, right, like the 1,000, 240 and 200, what are the shortcuts that you use? Because you just did it in no time, right? You would be like using the cursor and scrolling down and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So in that case, what I did, I have first selected my range. I have selected my range over here like this, where I need to get the formulas. Equal to, immediately I typed. After selecting all these three cells, immediately I typed equal to. Then I have gone for this formula quantity column, multiply with rate column. Then normally we have the practice to go and hit enter, but today we are going to use control enter. So entire selected criteria will be populated with the respective formula.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Yes, so friends, I believe everybody is done with our sum product. Could you please just drop me a quick message, Y for yes, in the chat box? As I told you, this is how we are going to communicate. Okay, so Anuradha is confirmed. Thank you. Algo is also, Salim too. Okay, okay. Fine, fine, fine. Thank you so much for your response. So even though we have got 1,000 entries, this is how a simple formula, how it is working for us. We got an answer for that. Now, let us go for our next question. Is about our vendor evaluation. It's a very beautiful or interesting topic. Let me first put it in a story format so that everybody can connect with that. In any industry, wherever we are working, friends, our purchase system, they have their own standard operating procedure. And what they say that if you are depending upon a single source of supply, then you are running your business with high risk. So what our SOP system says that whenever you go for purchasing a item or material or any kind of stuffs, you should have minimum 3 competitive codes. And technically what we call them L1, L2, L3. Do you agree with that? In any industry, we always follow the same procedure, L1, L2, L3, right? So now here also we are going to discuss the same. Now we have a prices column. You can see we have a prices column. Kindly look at that and tell me, if I ask you, please find out the L1 price out of the same, what would be my L1 price? Anybody? What would be my L1 price from the prices column?
87.
87. L2,
99.2.
99.2. L3,
103.2.
103.2. Very good. So since we have got maximum 5 to 6 items, we were able to find out our lowest one, lowest two, and lowest three values easily over here. Now take a real-time situation. When you open the file, there is same price column, but having 10,000 records like this. How many records? 10,000 records. Now, if I ask you, please do the same job, finding L1, L2, L3 out of this, what are you going to do? Yes, people? Anybody? No problem. Whatever it is.
Filter lowest to highest. Not filter.
We'll go for sorting. We'll not be filtering. We'll be sorting. Technically, the task is we are going to sort our data. And we'll be sorting in smallest to largest order. And whatever the three line items comes in the beginning or in the top, we'll be highlighting the same and we'll be dropping a mail to our superiors stating that, sir, we have done the ground level of workings and we have found our L1, L2, L3 suppliers rates respectively. Kindly give us a green signal to start procuring the materials. And our superiors also looking at the mail, immediately they acknowledge the same and they give us a green signal, please go ahead. This is how the practice we have, nothing wrong. The entire thing is absolutely fine. The way we are operating is absolutely fine. But I have a very simple question. Stay focused. In the entire procedure, where is the value addition? Doing the sorting work, dropping a mail to my superior, where is the value addition? Nowhere. Trust me. So being a skilled person, being a professional, why I'm spending a quality time for doing a task which is non-productive in nature? I could have given this task to one of my teammates because sorting is a very quite common task. Anybody can do that. In fact, I could have assigned this task to my office boy also, because nowadays office boy also comes with minimum of MS Office literacy, correct? Then why I'm spending my quality time? We have never thought upon that point. Trust me. We need to think about that. That is one. Second thing, you can ask me a question in return. Prabhas, what you're saying is absolutely right. We have never thought upon that. But I have a question. My boss has never objected for the same. If this is really we need to think about, but why my boss has never objected for the same? Why he has not objected? Because you are following the best industrial practice, whatever it has been followed by the people since ages. So there's nothing wrong you are doing. That's why boss is also quite happy the way you operate. But not necessary. Whatever the existing practices we have in the industry, that should be the best practice. If you believe any point of time, you can bring some changes, you can bring some improvements, which is going to save some cost to the company or the time you can save, please go and implement. Because unless and until you implement, you cannot see the output accordingly. So this is the place where, my friends, how we are supposed to do the job. What kind of improvements we should bring it our workplace so that people would be happy watching our presentation and they would be giving a compliment to our work. I will tell you, no need to do anything, just look at my screen. See, whenever you do the vendor evaluation kind of stuffs, the procedures or the tasks, do not maintain many more files. People do not like watching your many more files. Maintain only one file, one Excel file, and in that, maintain only two worksheets. One will be your day book. Day book. What is the property? It should be there in the day book. The entire vendor's details, like name of the vendor, retailer, manufacturer, trader, service provider, what exactly? Is it registered or not registered? Then price, inclusive of freight, exclusive of freight. How many days of credit he is going to provide to us? What is his email ID, PAN number, contact details, address, whatever the maximum information you can capture, that should be your day book. Okay. When we are going to present the same to our next level people, there should be a sheet called summary. And the name itself sufficient to tell the story. I don't need to say much on this. So when you talk about summary, it should not contain many more data, of course. So hardly 4 to 5 columns or maximum 10 row items will be maintaining, depends again upon the data. And here, what should be the data or what is the data we should maintain for our superiors? See, there will be a cell naming called product. So it will be giving the list of products, whatever we are procuring or whatever we are purchasing. And there, over here, a list, ready-made drop-down list should be there containing the list of products. So for the time being, I'm taking the sample case, product 1, PR1, product 2, okay, product 3, okay. So I'm just taking a sample case of product 3, product 4, and product 5. PR means product. The moment I go and click OK, can you see now it will be giving a list of the products, whatever we purchase. So my boss job has become simple. He has to only select a particular product out of this. And once he selects the same, with immediate effect, there should be 3 cells over here, naming called L1, L2, L3, and there should be a column naming called price. And this price column should immediately get populated over here with the respective price for that particular product. But where it is going to come from the day book. And how it is going to come from day book to summary? By using certain formula or function. Now, once our price we have achieved, with immediate effect, the next column, who is that vendor? That name also should appear. And trust me, when you go and present your data in this format, the next end or the other end, whoever the people are there, they're going to be happy watching your presentation. This is called nothing but a dashboard. And this is just a one-time task. And trust me, the person whom you are going to send this file, he is going to retain this file for his whole life to set an example for others. See, this is called report. And what's the beauty of doing the same? Tomorrow, when you have any other new vendor comes to you offering his service or product, anything, you no need to do much. You have to keep updating your records. That's it. The entire summary sheet will be automatically taken care by your formula. So can you feel that this kind of improvements can be done? What do you say?
Sure.
So we are going to learn everything. Don't worry. I'm just giving an overview. So for the time being, our requirement is over here, how to get this price. This is what our objective. All right. So we are clear with our objective. Let's come back to the data. Can you see there is a column naming called bottom 3? Naming called bottom 3. So now we are going to work together. So select your bottom 3 column, all these 3 cells. All these 3 cells, kindly select. How to write or design your formula in Excel. That also we are going to learn. So whatever the practice we have, designing a formula in a cell, going and dragging it down or double click on the fill handle or copying and pasting the formula, those practice we are going to stop. So based on the situation, what would be the right option? We are going to discuss one by one. So first of all, select all these 3 cells because we need to get all these 3 cells, the values. Select all these 3 cells. Keep your mouse pointer aside, keep your touchpad pointer aside, and immediately start typing equal to. There is a formula over here in Excel naming called small. Naming called small. So once you type the small formula, open the parenthesis, what it demands me array. You can see it demands me array over here. What is the meaning by array? Array is nothing but the prices column. Where is your data that we take it? So prices column data I have taken. Now, when I copy this formula towards down, this array should not move down. So the range, whatever it is there, 103.2 starts with 134, ends with, this range should not move down. So you can see the dotted ant line, it should not move down. For that, what we need to do? Anytime, if you do not want the range to move down or right, what we do in that case? We use the dollar symbol. Right. So how to bring the dollar sign? By using the F4 key. By using the F4 key. Absolutely right, Salni. So by using the F4 key, the moment you go, immediately you will be finding 2 dollar symbols are appearing. One before column, making as column lock. One before row, making as row lock. So ultimately the range is locked. So hope everybody is clear up to this, whatever we did by using F4.
Yeah, can you once again repeat regarding the dollar sign? What is the importance of dollar sign? Yeah.
Sure, I'll tell you. See, the moment, suppose say, take an example. If I do not go for dollar sign, take an example. I'm just showing, just look at my screen. Equal to, I go for small. Okay, I took an array over here, comma, I'm taking k from the right side column. When I go for enter, what happens? I'm getting my L1 87, that's fine. L2 99.2, that's fine. But L3 here, I'm supposed to get 103.2, but I'm getting 111. So this is the place where it has gone wrong. Why? If I keep my cursor and see, can you see that my range is moving down? When I go along with the formula movement, when my formula moves, my range is all moving. Can you see that? The blue color border area. So this is what
Yes.
the default nature of Excel. Whenever you copy the formula down, cells will be moving down. Whenever you copy the formula right, cells will be moving right. So depending upon the movement, we need to restrict the movement. So now what we do, select the cells equal to small, taking the array, and we log it. How did you log? By hitting the F4 key. If F4 key is not working for you, it is trying to reduce your brightness or any other multimedia key is activated, you need to use function with F4 key. So in your keypad, you'll be finding a function key over here. You have to use along with function key F4. So that will be helping you to locking the range. And now, the moment you have gone for this, you can see after array, I have defined comma. Now, what is the next thing my formula is asking? My formula is asking K. What is the meaning by K? K is nothing but it is the ranking, it is the number. Okay. So now L1, what should be the rank? The question itself answer is that what should be the rank for L1? Rank should be 1. What should be the rank for L2? Should be 2. L3 rank should be 3. So basically in place of K, we need 1, 2, and 3. But we cannot define all these 3 together over here. And neither we can go to each and every cell and edit the formula. So this is the place where what we have done, we have created another column in column G, where you will be finding 1, 2, 3 is already embedded. So we are going to use that column. How? We are going to use the column as G12, the first case G12. G12 is containing 1, and that 1 will become my K value for my small formula. Now bracket close, formula is ready only with a cell. And we have the practice to go for enter. But today we are going to use control enter. So when you use control enter, can you see with immediate effect, we are getting the values populated for our L1, L2, and L3. So this is called our application of our small formula over there in Excel. So please give it a try. Any difficulties in understanding, do let me know. Yeah.
Hi,
It's working.
Yes, yes, tell me. I can hear you.
Okay, I have issue with the G12. What you explained it? The G12. Why we should use that?
Yeah, G12 is containing 1 because I am looking for my L1 price, right? So L1 price,
Yes.
it was asking for ranking. K means ranking. The formula,
Okay.
if you look at small formula, it was asking for me, it was asking me after array defining and locking, this was asking for K. Can you see K is asking?
Yeah.
So
Yes,
K is nothing but the ranking. So for L1, we are looking for 1. For L2, we are looking for 2. For L3, we are looking for 3. So 1, 2, and 3, we cannot define together in this place. That's why we have taken the external column help. G12 is containing 1.
Yes.
G12, G column, G12 cell is containing 1. And that will automatically, when I copy the formula down, G12 will go to G13. So L2 purpose, automatically K will become 2. G12 will go to G13. G13 will go to G14. So L3 purpose rank will automatically become 3. So that's why we have taken the external column help. All right.
Okay.
Right.
So Prabhas, can we put like some 10, 11, 12 instead of 1, 2, 3, or should it be like 1, 2, 3 only?
10, 11, 10 means ranking will become 10. We are not looking for
Yes.
10. That's what I told you. Initially, these are nothing but L1, L2, L3. That's what I explained first, the theoretical concept. The moment you are looking for the prices column, this is my L1, lowest one. This is second lowest. This is third lowest. So basically, we need the ranking as 1, 2, 3 only. From the bottom, the first value is the ranking number 1.
Right. No, what I'm trying to ask is that, it can be anything, right? Like forget about the ranking, whatever number that you give, it will be that, right? Like suppose if you give
Of
10.
course. Of course.
Yes,
Now
right?
you can ask me precisely in this way, Prabhas, what if I need top 10 values or bottom 10 values? Can I extend like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Yes, that can be done. So if you want to find out only the 10th value, yeah, you can type 10 over here, not an issue.
Understood.
Yeah.
I tried to change it to 213 and then I got it accordingly. I tried to do that also in between.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome. So I believe everybody's, yeah, ask me please.
So Prabhas, we are saying that this will mostly be for vendors list, right? In case, let's say for 2 vendors, we have the same value. And it's essentially, for instance, let's say 103, and we are looking for the third, the lowest value. 2 vendors have the same value.
Right.
So how will this get picked up then?
This will pick up the first value. See, in Excel, yeah,
similar as to it.
right.
So not
Right.
the VLOOKUP, right?
Right, absolutely. Because Excel is mostly designed with the logic, whatever the entry come first, it is the unique entry. Then post that entry, whatever identical entries are there, it considers as a duplicate. So it always gives the priority to the first entry only. Now, if you have 2 values of the same price and from 2 different vendors, then you can go for the other aspects, like who is giving more credit to me, or whose price is inclusive of freight, or whose price is exclusive of freight. So it depends, and who is having more experience, who is ready to give my entire requirement going to be fulfilled by, or who is going to fulfill my entire demand. So there are a lot of variations and a lot of aspects, other aspects we have to check it out. Right.
Thank you, Prabhas.
Welcome.
Prabhas, one question.
Please.
How do I lock the cell in the MacBook? You know, the dollar sign.
Yeah, dollar sign. So MacBook, really, I'm not well versed with that. That's what I told you.
Okay.
I have to share the shortcut.
So I'll wait for the document.
Yeah, I'll be sharing the shortcut key at the end of the training. So today you manage the show in this, because there will be one kind of what do you call that is? Oh, wait, over here. Just give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
So these are the list of keys. Okay, you can work it out on that. Okay, so so I'll be giving all this list of keyboard shortcuts at the end of the day. I'll mail it to you, so you can just go and practice it on this. All right, so now the moment we go for this, we have got our small formula calculated properly, and why we have to lock that also we have got clear. Now the next thing what we are looking for is finding the top 3 values. So what is this top 3 values? How to identify that? Simple. Just stay focused on my screen for a minute. Okay. In this, I will go for selecting all these 3 cells. What will be the opposite of small? We know large. So we'll go for large formula. Array. This is the prices column. As we know, when I copy this formula down, this range should not move down. So I should lock it. Locking purpose, you can use the F4 key, not an issue, comma. Now, what is the next thing it is asking? Again, K. So I told you in the previous case, what is the meaning by K? K means ranking. And what's the ranking we are looking for? Again, 1, 2, 3. So I'll be taking a value from the left, bracket close. Formula is ready only for a cell. As we know, we need to apply for the rest of the cells. Control, enter. We got the data ready. So this is how we have understood. If I need to find out the top 3 values, the same formula large, how it is helping me over here. So please give it a try and get your large formula populated. So small and large, how it is operating, and I told you where we can use it. This will be very, very helpful whenever you are creating some kind of dashboards, summary reports, tabular data, or any templates. You can keep all these formulas ready, and whenever users types the data, the output will be automatically populated. So if at all any questions are there, feel free to ask. So now we got the answer, no doubt. My first question now is, are you happy with the solution? We got the answer right. So definitely we must be happy. There is no second thought about this. So if you are not happy, can you tell me the reason? If anybody is not happy with the solution.
So I guess in the situation I mentioned, I might not get the data that I want because there are multiple vendors with the same price. I will only get the topmost vendor.
Okay. So that is out of our situation now. So that will be keeping on hold for the time being. We have a different treatment for that. I will help you out going forward in the training program. But for the time being, in this current situation, whatever the solution we have got it, though the answers are right, my question is, are you happy with the solution? Well, I'm putting more emphasis on the question. I will tell you. Yes.
I think as of now, we only have information about the bottom three and top three. That's
Right.
it in terms of pricing.
Right. That is what we are discussing only.
Yeah, but that may not necessarily be a solution, right?
I think what you're looking at is a consistency, right? Like one is like decimal and the other is whole. Is it what you're looking at?
No, that's not necessary. See, I cannot round off the data, whatever my vendor has quoted the rates. All right. Okay. I'll come to that. I'll make it a very simple example. Let me put it in a story format. Now, suppose take an example. Our friend Nakul, he has created like this. Nakul, are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Sudipta, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, I'm just taking two names from our group. Is there any objection if I take your name for our story building?
No, not at all.
Thank you so much. Now, suppose our friend Nakul has created something like this and he's sending to Sudipta for that. Sudipta is supervising the data and he is looking at the same and he believes that why Nakul has created this column. Sudipta felt this is unwanted, this is unnecessary, and he deleted that. What happens now? The entire formula is in trouble. Can you imagine that? Can you feel that? So this is what the trouble. In a template, we cannot create this kind of helper columns to get our designated solutions. We should keep our formula ready in such a way, without taking the helper column, it should give the answer. And this is what our Excel experts, they recommend us to do the job like this, but Microsoft Excel never recommends for that. So now the question demands, if this is ruled out, if I do not maintain this kind of external column help, how to get my top three values or how to get my bottom three values? That is the question. So let's stay focused on my screen, how to get that. See, same three cells I have selected first. I have gone for equal to, same large formula I am using, going to array. I need to log, reason we know. Now the job is defining the ranking, and ranking purpose, what we want? 1, 2, and 3. But how to get that 1, 2, 3? I will tell you. Here we are going to add one more formula. What is that formula about? It's called row, ROW, open parenthesis and close parenthesis. Just wait and watch for 1 minute, understand the concept. Row formula is a formula designed by Microsoft Excel, whose basic job is to give the output as the row number. So whichever the row I'm typing this row formula, that row number will be the answer. So can you see I'm highlighting which row we are typing this formula? Row number 12. So my row formula will be giving the answer as 12. To prove that, let me show you something. Is it giving 12? Yes. But as we know, For our K purpose, what is the first number we are expecting? We are expecting 1. It was earlier 1, 2, 3, right? So first number we are expecting G12 cell, it was there earlier 1. Row formula is giving me 12. I am expecting 1. Basic mathematics. What we can do? Deduct by 11. Simple. Bracket close. So now you see, the moment I go for control enter, without using the helper buttons, helper columns, we could create our formula efficient enough in such a way, same ranking and all those things, the formula itself, it is generating now. So that's the beauty of nested formulas. So this is called a combination of large and row. So please give it a try, large with row. Any difficulties in understanding, do let me know. Similarly, go and apply the small one also if you're done with large. Is it working, people, for everyone? Okay, so Alagu has confirmed. He has done. How about the others? If you're not clear, ask me. Don't worry. Don't need to skip. No need to buy hard because you cannot remember the formulas. You need to understand the logic. If your logic is clear, you can handle any kind of situation.
I seem to have, I don't know what's going wrong here. I seem to have just got 134 in the first cell, and after that, nothing is coming up.
Because you have forgotten to select while designing the formula. So if you believe only one cell, you got the result. Now do one thing, select all the rest of 2 cells along with that.
Yeah.
And then go for F2. Press F2 to edit the cell. Formula will be opened. Can you see?
Okay, mine is a max.
Okay. So you have to go for in the formula bar. You can see in the formula bar is there, correct?
Yeah.
There you keep your cursor in the formula bar at the end after selecting all these 3 cells. Then go for control enter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So are you getting the solution for all these 3 cases?
Control
enter. Yeah.
Not, I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Okay, if you wish, you can share your screen. Let me see where is the thing gone wrong.
Okay, 1 minute. I was just working off my other system right now.
Okay.
Just give me a second. Can I just tell you what I did?
Okay, please.
I first select the prices, the entire column.
Okay.
No, the top 3. I then do equal large.
Okay.
Open bracket.
Right.
In array, I take right from 103.2 right down till 134.
Right.
Comma.
Okay.
Row.
Right.
Open bracket and then close bracket.
Right.
And then minus 11.
Right.
And close bracket.
Then control enter. After closing the bracket, control enter.
Control. I didn't do control enter.
Yes.
Got it.
Right.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So this is how, friends, we have understood how to compute our bottom 3 and top 3 and what is the ideal way to design our solutions in a template or in an Excel file to consider as a dashboard. So avoid using the external columns over there as much as possible, because it will be unnecessarily occupying much of space of your Excel file, and it will be annoying also the people or the audience whenever they're watching your information. All right, so question 2 is answers whatever we did. Is it clear? All right. Now we are going to discuss the question number 3 is called basic rounding of our data. Mostly when you have the decimals in place, it is always really annoying and killing, because the decimals always creates a lot of difference, and at the end of the year, sometimes to nullify or to do the reconciliation, we need to pass some provisional entries or write off the differences because of the decimals. So some organizations, what they do practice, they have initially, the moment they started recording the books of accounts, or they raise the invoice, they raise the work order, anything, always they make a simple rule: the data always should be in whole numbers. We should avoid using the decimals. So now the same thing situation we have. Suppose I have a prices column where I have got some decimals and whole numbers mixed in this column. Now looking at the data, my boss is not happy, and what he said me that, Prabhas, this data you keep it with you. In the next column, I want you to round off the data to the nearest 1 unit. So what is the meaning by rounding off to the nearest 1 unit? The logical round off. 103.2 is there. Ideally, what is that we express? 103. Do you agree?
Yes.
If it is 111.5, what we do? Make it 112?
112.
So now the question arises over here. 103.2 we made 103, but 111.5 we made it 112. So one case we go for 1 unit down, one case we go for 1 unit up. Why such kind of discrimination? This is not we are doing. This is what by default the nature itself, post decimal character is deciding. If post decimal character is 5 or more than 5, we go for 1 unit up. If it is less than 5, we go for 1 unit down. This is called logical round off. Now the same thing when you happen to do the job in Excel, how to do that. So here I would suggest, please stay focused for 1 minute. I have selected all my cells. I have gone for a formula naming M round. M stands for multiple. M round stands for multiple round. Then what it demands me, the number I have in the prices column. Okay, now what it demands me, multiple. We are not going to multiply with any value. Multiple has a different meaning. What is that meaning of multiple? I'll tell you. 103.2 is there. Okay, if I want to round up, either it will be 104 or it will be 103, but that will be decided by the post decimal character. But whatever it is going to be round up, it is going to be in between 103 and 104. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
So for 103.2, 103 will be the lower unit, 104 will be the upper unit. I repeat, for 103.2, 103 will be the lower unit and 104 will be the upper unit. Now, what's the difference between the upper unit and lower unit? 104 minus 103. How many units? 1 unit. So that's called nothing but multiple. So multiple has a simple meaning. Whatever the round off is going to happen, either 1 unit up or 1 unit down. So now the moment I close the bracket, formula is ready. Only for a cell, need to apply for rest, control enter, and we got the data. So this is how, again, this kind of formulas you have to maintain. Whenever you are maintaining the templates, summary reports, tabular reports, keep it ready. Whenever the user types any data, if at all any decimal comes, that will be always taken care by Excel. So this is called our M round. So try it and do let me know, is there any challenge you face?
Prabhas, I'm really sorry I missed it because unfortunately my net was not working. So for 1 minute I was logged out.
No
Can you
problem.
just repeat once again?
Yes, yes. I'll tell you. Basically, here we need to round off our data. So 103.2 is there. Ideally, we go for 103. Do you agree? Right?
Yes.
Similarly, 111.5, if you want to round up, we go for 112. So one case we go for upper unit, one case we go for lower unit. How you decide that? We are not deciding. This is decided by the post decimal character. If post decimal character is 5 or more than 5, we go for 1 unit up. If it is less than 5, we go for 1 unit down. That's right. Same thing, we are going to do it in Excel. Whatever logical round up, we are going to do it in Excel. For that, we have to use a formula mround. And what mround demands? Number from the prices column, comma. What is the next thing it is asking? Multiple. So multiple, I told you, the difference between the upper unit and lower unit. So 103.2, what will be the upper unit? 104. What will be the lower unit? 103. So whatever the round off is going to happen, either 1 unit up or 1 unit down. So that is called nothing but your multiple. So multiple has a meaning called 1 unit round up, that is called logical round up. Nothing but the difference between the round up unit and the round down unit. Hope that is clear, Nagul?
Yes.
Right. Now control enter, you got your data ready. So this is called nothing but your mround formula for logical round off. So if you have any questions, please ask me, feel free. Okay, Shutusha, Sudipto, and Nora, they have confirmed they have done. How about the others?
So, Pravas,
Yeah.
I have a question here.
Please, I would be love to
After
answer.
aim round, while we should select only the first price column index, that is E22, not the entire E column, right?
Obviously, how can you see the range? Because see, it is asking a number, it is not asking numbers, right? It is asking mround, it is asking the numbers over here, number. So if I take the range entirely, entire range, how I can apply in one cell? That's not possible. So I have to give the one-to-one relationship, right?
Okay.
Well, so any other questions from anybody? No? Fine, well and good. I thought a question should come up. You could have asked me a question, Prabhas, I have seen people using round formula, but today you are teaching something more, I mean, a new formula called M round. So how it is different from round? That should have been your question. Now, can you realize that? Yes or no? You would have seen so far only people using the formula called round, but today we are learning M round. Then how it is different from round formula? I will tell you. See, there is nothing wrong in using round, but the situation is the moment I'll tell you the history of this formula. See, the moment Excel has come into force in 1985, there was a formula called round first. Then later, because of the problem, there was a lot of challenges from the user side, and based on the user's request, Microsoft came up with another two formulas naming called round up and round down. Okay, so when this two formula has come into the picture, what is the beauty of Microsoft is it never leaves the old formulas. It always carry forward those old formulas in the newer versions or the latest versions. Then using round up and round down, again, people face a lot of challenges. It was quite confusing. So 2007 onwards, Microsoft came up with one more formula called mround. So this is how the evaluation of our formula happens. Now, why I recommend mround is instead of using the situation specific formulas of round formula, just remember one formula, that alone will be enough. How? It will be more clear in the next situation. See the beauty. We have another column where my boss is expecting that, Prabhas, prices are to be rounded off to the nearest 5 units. Same prices column, I have to present it by rounding up to the nearest 5 units. So let's have a discussion first. 103.2, if I need to answer in this array, in this cell, what should be the answer? Anybody?
105.
105. Are you sure it is of 105? Okay, so there are so many answers coming up. Okay, 105 too. Anju is saying it should be 100. Okay, any other? Okay, If it is of 87, what should be the answer? 85. Yes. So that is what we are expecting. So in that case, what we need to do is please stay focused. Is equal to m round. Same formula again, going to take the number, comma. I told you multiple. What does it mean? Multiple is nothing but the difference between the upper unit or the lower unit, or the round up unit and the round down unit. So now here, how will I consider round up unit and round down unit? See the simple logic. Suppose I create a scale of skip count of 5, like 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, like that, the scaling. 103.2 will be falling in between 100 and 105. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
So for 103.2, 100 is the lower unit or round down unit. 105 will be the upper unit or round up unit. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Now, what is the difference between these two? 105 minus 100, it is of 5 units. So that is what, nothing but your multiple. So is equal to m round, taking the number, comma, difference between 2 units, 5. So likewise, nearest 5 units or multiple of 5, multiple of 10, all these things, if you happen to create any point of time, one formula, m round alone is enough. And we got the data. So this is how, again, as I told you, when creating the templates and all those things, this is your formula you can use the most. And definitely all the time you will be getting your value in terms of whole numbers. So whenever you are creating your, say, purchase order report, sales order, or work order, or your cost sheet or invoice, anywhere you can use all these formulas. So check, is it working? Any doubt, any queries? All right. Now we'll go for our next question. What's that? We have a prices column, you can notice, where the data is of mixed type, like we have got the positive and negative mixed in that column. My boss is not happy watching the same. And what did he say? He asked me, Prabhas, do me a favor. This data you maintain with you as a source data, but in the next column, get me only the data which is positive by nature. So now the question is, looking at the data, how do you decide which is negative? Simple. If it is there in brackets or parentheses, or if it starts with the dash or hyphen symbol, this is negative. If none of them is available, then it is a positive one. So this is how we decide. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Now, suppose I ask you, please logically decide whether my data is positive or negative. What we do? Logically, if I want to decide, I go and check each and every cell. So I'll start checking the first cell. Is it more than 0? Yes, then positive. Is it less than 0? Yes, then it's negative. This is how we decide. Now, the same logical calculation, you have to do it in Excel. And if you happen to do the same, then we have to use a formula called if. If is the logical formula, and what it demands me, logical test. Logical test purpose, I need to depend upon the cell from the prices column, and what kind of test I need to make it. Is it greater than 0? This is the test. Now when I'm doing the text or test over here, the test result, well, the test will get succeed or the test will become fail. So if the test is true, value if true, what does it mean? This value is more than 0. So the same value should come in the next column. So I'll take the same cell value. All right. Comma. What is the next one? Value if false. What does it mean? Like when I'm conducting the test, if the test goes fail, means the value is not more than or greater than 0. So definitely it is less than 0. So if it is less than 0, it's negative, but we do not want that value to be populated in the next column. But there should be some treatment in the next column. What kind of treatment? Like 0, nil, not available, not applicable. Anything you want to write, you must write within 2 double inverted quotes. But if you want to maintain your cell as blank, you want to retain your cell as blank, then 2 immediate double inverted quotes. This is where people commit a mistake. They define 2 double inverted quotes, but they define a space in between that. That is really annoying because space, though it is not visible, this is considered or counted as a character or a byte by system. And that is going to create a trouble for the rest of the formulas. So whenever there is a need to define a blank, you must go for only 2 double inverted quotes. Now bracket close, formula is ready, only in a cell, but we need to apply for the rest. Control Enter, and we got the data ready. So this is how a simple logical formula, how to apply, we got a basic understanding. So please give it a try. Any difficulties, to let me know. Yes, Radha, that's a good one. 2 immediate double inverted quotes. Hope this works. Any doubt, any queries? Yes, Nakul, clear?
Yeah.
Shalini, what is the status? Tushar, Nora, how is the status from your side? Okay.
Prabhas, what
Yeah.
about control D?
Control?
D.
Control D is to fill down. Like say, take
Yeah.
an example over here. I have forgotten to control enter. Now suppose say I have the data something called 12 over here, or 12 over here. Okay. Now, if I want to go for immediately in the next cell the same value, what we do, we go for copy paste or we go and drag it like this. Instead of doing that, use the arrow keys to come down, then control D. So control D is to fill down. Now suppose the same value I want to apply for multiple cells. Then I cannot go and define like this and control D. I have to keep the cursor in the previous cell. Then I have to select and control D for the multiple cells.
Rohan, what is the exact purpose of alt semicolon using it instead of dragging? If there are 1,000 line items in one column, okay, and if you have to track the formula, then we use alt semicolon because to check a cell exactly, right?
No. Alt semicolon is to select the visible cells only. The purpose of alt semicolon is the visible cells only.
Okay.
All right, so I believe everybody is clear with this if formula, correct? Now, I'm taking a pause on this and I'm asking the question. Are you happy with the solution? Yes, of course, we got the answer. You must be happy, right? Or if you have a different sort of opinion, if you feel that it is really painful to write such kind of lengthy if formula, you can also express your view. As a user, I'm just taking your view, nothing else. So again, I'm asking the question, are you happy with the solution? Okay.
Yes.
Right, very good. So if you're happy, well and good. So my purpose is also solved. The moment you have nominated for the training program also, that is also been fruitful over here. But I am not happy with the solution. I do not recommend for this kind of solution. Why? I'll tell you. I have already told you also. If you remember, the moment we started the training program, I told you the first and foremost or utmost challenge in our routine activities is about file data management or file space management. So remember one thing, friends, the more the if formula in any Excel file, the file size will be heavy. So this is the reason why the bottom line, what I want to say is, if formula should not be your first choice. If at all any other information or solution way out is not there, then in the worst case, go for our if formula, because this is going to occupy more space. Now, if this is not recommended, what is the best solution to handle this situation, or how to make my formula crispy? Let's have a discussion. Just see 1 minute. I'll take this alternative column. I'll go for a formula equal to max. You know, max formula, what it does, it finds out the maximum value in a range, right? So what it demands me, number one. I'll take prices column number one. Yes, comma. What's the next one? It's asking number two. So here we need to discuss. The moment we started the discussion for question number 4, I told you logically, if you want to decide whether my value is positive or negative, what is that value we compared with? If you remember, the value what we have compared with is 0, right? Same thing we are going to do. Now, what we are doing exactly, we are asking Excel to perform a calculation between the number and 0, which is more, that you should return as an answer. So we are not discussing anything below 0 cases, correct? So our purpose is solved. Control Enter. See the beauty. How the formula has become crispy. Now you tell me, option 1 is better or option 2 is better, being an audience? Anybody's choice would be definitely. So what is the bottom line from the entire discussion? That whenever you are designing your formula in Excel, make sure your formula is of limited characters. Avoid using unwanted columns. Avoid creating unwanted data. So ultimately, at the end of the day, your formula length will not be heavy, file size will not be heavy. And the file, when you are opening also, it will open with no time. It will not take much time to process and all those things. So this is the story of our business math sheet, people. Okay. So I believe everybody is clear with all these necessary formulas, the basic formulas, whatever we discussed. And with this, we'll proceed to our next sheet called Numbers Challenge. Yeah.
In the earlier one, right? If we also want to include 0, in if formula, we will be able to do it. But in alternate, how will we do it?
You cannot do that because 0 is your own logical output you are expecting. So when you are expecting your own output, you have to use if formula. There is no other options for that.
No, as in not my own output, but more in terms of, let's say I want not just the positive one, I want 0 and positive. In that case.
0 and positive, I'm not clear. In this situation, we have got only 103.2. In place of that, what you are expecting?
If let's say in prices, I also have a value that is 0.
Okay.
Instead of a negative, let's say instead of 99.2, I have 0.
Okay.
And I want that also to reflect.
Well, so if it is then 0 and all those things, if you want, because max is always taking the higher side, the formula. Now, in that case, you have to add nested if, because you have got more than one criteria you are expecting as output, the higher one or the equal one also, correct? Because equal to 0. So equal to more than equal to 0. Like that, you have to give the condition more than equal to 0. This is what the logical condition you have to define. So for that, you have to write your if formula. So even though it is 0 is there somewhere, it will be returning the value as 0. Like say, take an example over here. I'm defining 0 over here. Okay. So what will be happening? The formula, whatever I have designed, if the value is more than equal to 0, then this value, else blank. So when I go for it, now can you see, even if it is 0, it is turning up over here. 0, it is taking as a hyphen because it is in number format. So if I have something else also will be there in place that you will be getting it. So 0, suppose it is a text over here. If it is not in there, it's a text. So suppose say I gone for over here 0. So it comes as 0. Can you see?
Yeah.
Right. So for that if formula, because that is our own
But
instruction.
alternate will not be there for it, right?
No, there is no alternative for that. All right, so now we are going to discuss about our next worksheet people naming called numbers challenge. And here, if you see, I'll take you through the example. Suppose I started working with a project on 1st Feb 2019, and the project work is over on 26 April 2020. My boss is expecting me that I should answer how many business days or work days I have spent on that project. On that is what my boss is expecting, so that he can make a billing to the customer accordingly, whatever the contract per day consulting charges, whatever we have fixed. Anyway, but the question is to find out the business days or working days. What we have a ready-made formula naming called network days in Excel. What it demands me: start date, comma, end date. We do have both, so we have given it both. Now the moment I hit enter, I am returning or getting the value of 321. So this is called my network days formula. So give it a try. Are you getting the same answer? Please check it out and confirm. All right. Now, the moment I got this solution ready, looking at the same, my boss is not happy. Why? The first question, it comes to his mind. You also might be having that question in your mind. This 321, is it considering 5 working days in a week or 6 working days in a week? Because nowhere it is stated. The same question my boss is also asking to me. So technically, for your understanding, to make it clear, I would say this formula always takes Monday to Friday into calculation. So always takes 5 working days in a week. So my boss listened the story from me and he said, Prabha, this is wrong then, because in that particular project, to meet the customer's deadline, we work for 6 working days. So this is wrong. Absolutely, he's right. Second thing, what he objected over here is, Prabhas, we have never worked in the public holidays in that project, like August 15, January 26, Dashera, Diwali, Pongal, Ayudha Puja, whatever it is, the regional holidays, festivals, we have never worked on that. So if that is the case, then this is absolutely wrong. So how to get the accurate number of business days over here meeting the situation? Let me take you through. We have got the second situation exactly matching with our requirement. Suppose say, I am working with the project where the client is not working in Thursday. So I am not working in Thursday, but rest of 6 days I'm working for that project. And these are the list of holidays where I have never served on that project. If that is the case, then how to deal with? So in that case, friends, network days is not going to help us. We need to go for another formula called networkdays.intl. INTL stands for international. And what it demands me, start date, we do have, comma, next, end date, we do have, comma. Then it gives me a pop-up. It is asking, as per the question, which is the day you are not working? So as per the question, we are not working in Thursday. So you can see there is an option called Thursday only. Now, in this Thursday only, when I click, immediate towards your right side, it shows me a declaration that Thursday is a weekend day. Okay. There is also a number it is assigning by default called 15. Same thing we need to apply it over here in the formula. You can type 15 manually, or you can double click on Thursday only. So whichever it is comfortable for you, you do that. Now, comma, it demands me the holidays. So holidays is there exactly in the right side, D10 to D15. That's it. The moment I hit enter, can you see it has got exactly the number of business days or working days pinpoint accurate over here. So this is how, whenever there is a need to compute someone's efficiency or effectiveness, or if you hired a machine or equipment and based on the days it has been used, you have to pay the rental charges for that. This kind of formula will play a very great role. So please give it a try. Any difficulties in understanding, do ask me. Or if you have any question running in your mind, make it clear. Okay, so Nora is saying that she got the answer as 386 days. It cannot be, Nora, something has gone wrong. Can you please spell out the formula, Nora? Just check. Have you taken networkdays.intl? No, not necessarily. It is not a format difference. If that is the case, then Excel will be always in trouble. It's not because of format difference. Don't worry about it. Just spell. Have you taken A10, B10, 15, D10 to D15 range? The formula is Networkdays International.
I have a question in the meanwhile.
Please.
How do you paste the formula out as a text?
Right. You can open the formula in any cell, go for selecting the entire formula, copy that, then go for escape, and then go to the destination cell wherever you want to paste it. But before pasting, hit the spacebar once and then paste. So this will no more be executed. It will be treated as a text.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Nora has got rectified her own. Very good. Yeah.
Prabhas, I had a question.
Please.
In the holidays here, the dates are mentioned.
Right.
But what if I have, the person has taken, let's say there are 5 holidays.
Okay.
It's just a number.
Okay.
Then what do we do?
No, that cannot be done because this is a predefined instructions by Microsoft Excel. So maintenance of holidays in your Excel workbook is necessary. You cannot take a consolidated number of 5, 10, 15, 20, and you cannot deduct from the number of working days. You cannot do that.
Okay.
The reason is being there. I'll tell you. Suppose when I'm considering Thursday, I am not working. Okay. And if my holiday is also falling in Thursday, so how the treatment has to be as a 2 different days, or it is just going to be 1 day?
Okay.
Now, suppose a simple example, if August 15 falls in Sunday, suppose say, that's our bad luck. Our company doesn't give 2 days holidays. It gives only 1 day, right? So that logic is taken care in this range. So that is the reason why Excel is expecting the range to be populated instead of a consolidated number of 20, 25 like that.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Got it.
Fine then. So we are clear with our Networkdays and Networkdays International people. Now we'll go for our next example. Yes. Any questions?
Can you repeat that, how to paste that formula on the sheet?
Yeah. you can go for the cell which contains a formula, open the cell, then select the formula, Control A, or you can select with your mouse also, or you can go to your formula bar and you can select like this also, then copy that. And after copying, go for escape first. Then go to the destination cell where you want to paste it. But before pasting, hit the spacebar once and paste.
Okay.
Right. So here, people, now the moment we have done with our Networkdays and Networkdays International, let's proceed to the third example. A beautiful concept I'm going to take you through. So please stay focused and correlate. It will be needed for everyone. See, take an example. On 11th December 2019, I have furnished one contract with one of my service provider, and the contract is for HP printer. And I have fixed the duration of AMC of 16 months. I repeat, 11th December 2019, I have furnished one contract, duration of 16 months for HP printer for AMC purpose. Now my job is, I am looking for when this contract is going to be expired, so that I can take a call whether to renew the contract, to stop the service, or to withdraw the service, or to terminate the contract, whatever it is. So how to get that? So what would be the date of expiry? Just manually check and let me know ideally what would be the date of expiry for the first case. Anybody?
April 2021.
April 2021. What would be the date?
Around 11.
Okay. 11 April 2021. We got the answer. Everybody okay with that, or anybody is having a different sort of answer? Okay, another saying April 10, 2021. Okay. Any other answers? Different answers? All right. So here, one thing we need to understand. When there is a date related calculations we are doing, we have to be pinpoint accurate even for a single day of difference. We cannot take it as a approximate, okay, 1 or 2 days plus or minus. That is not going to be accepted in Excel. All right. So here, if I want to go for this calculations, okay, ideally 11th April 2021, but logically 10th April, if you take midnight till 12 o'clock 00 hours, the contract is still live only. That's why Excel considers 11 April. Okay. If I open the file, I come to know that there are 10,000 cases like this. Then how to compute that? Can I hold a calendar in one hand and keep computing one by one? If I do so, then whole month it will take for 10,000 cases, isn't it? I don't have that much of time. So in this case, what is the ideal way to get the solution? Again, our experts, they will suggest you different solutions. I'll tell you very easy and quick method. See, first 1 minute, watch my screen. As I told you, always select your solution area, and I have gone for is equal to. There is a formula in our Excel naming called EDATE. E stands for electronic date. What it demands me, start date, we do have date of AMC, comma, what is the next one? Duration in terms of months. Okay, months is there, fine, I have months, I take it. Bracket close, formula is ready, only for a cell, need to apply for rest, Control Enter, and see the beauty. What happens? My answer is turning up, but it is in a different format. And what is the format? It is this one. If you go to Home tab, you can identify this is in general format. But what we are expecting, a date format. So how to bring any format to date format? I'll tell you. Going to our keyboard, Control, Shift, and 3. I repeat, Control, Shift, and 3. The hash key is there. If you go along with all these 3 combinations of the keys, okay, together, it will help you to convert any format to date format. See the beauty? Did I get that? So this is how your keyboard shortcuts always plays a great role in terms of formatting as well. So please give it a try and check, is it working for you people? All right, EDATE, very helpful. So whenever you maintain any kind of Excel tracker, or whenever you are maintaining the records for your agreements, claims, instrumentation certificates you are maintaining, you have got bank guarantees, or you have got some investment related documents, anywhere you are maintaining, this kind of formula plays a very great role. And that is going to help you in creating an Excel tracker. So timely call or renewal is very, very essential. So there, this is going to help you. Well, so our friend Algul, Nakul, and Nora, so they have done. Okay, another two. Any doubt, any questions you have, feel free to ask. All right. So I consider that everybody is clear with our EDATE formula application and finding the right date of expiry in all the AMC cases. But that alone is not sufficient. Why? What is the other risk factor is there? Let me take you through. 11th April 2021, the very first case, is it going to fall in a weekday or weekend? That also we need to find out. Because unless and until you do so, you will never be able to renew the contract in the weekdays. So that's the reason why the next column, what we need to prepare is day. So how to extract a day from a date? I'll tell you, see, is equal to text. There is a formula in our Excel naming called text. What it demands me, value. Value is date of expiry. And then comma, what it demands me, format text. Ideally, what is the date format we follow in Excel? DD, MMYY or MMDDYY. What is the role of D? D for day. M, that stands for month. Y stands for year. So DMY is already predefined by Microsoft Excel. And this is called text operators of Excel. Now what we want is the day. So within two double inverted quotes, type 4D over here. Why 4D? To get the complete string of the day, like Monday, MONDAY. If you give 4 days, it will be giving or returning the value like that. What if I define 3 days? It will only show the first three characters of the day, like MON, SUN, FRI, like that will come. Is it case sensitive? No, you can write in caps on or you can write in drop caps also. Answer will remain the same. Formula is ready. Only for a cell, need to apply for rest. Now see the beauty, as we were anticipating, the first case itself, it is falling in Sunday. So we must renew the contract before 1 or 2 days, depending 5 or 6 working days in a week in your organization, right? So that's called our text formula.
The DDDD is the day, is it? The 40s?
4 days for the complete date string. If I go and reduce one, it will be giving first three characters. If I go for reducing one more, it will be giving date in terms of integer. That's what the logic. So if you have clear with the day formula, how to text formula is giving us a helping hand to find out the day from a date. Let's go for a hands in practice, finding the month and year also. So month, what would be the formula? Is equal to same text, going for expiry date, comma, month purpose, I can write 4 M's into double inverted quotes. Simple. Similarly for year, what we can do? You would have already tried also, equal to same text and within two double inverted quotes. Yes, that's very good, but don't do that. Yes, why? I'll tell you. Text formula is a lengthy formula. For day and month purpose, there is no other option. So you have to depend upon the text formula. But for year, we have a ready-made formula in our Excel naming called year. So you don't need to go and depend upon lengthy formula called text. And what it demands, year formula, serial number. Serial number is date of expiry. Bracket close, control enter. See how the formula becomes crispy. So this is how, wherever it is possible, try to always keep your formula length minimum level. All right. So we did keyboard shortcut Control Shift 3 to change the daily format to date format, text formula, year formula. We are clear. Now,
Prabhas,
yeah,
sorry.
no problem, no problem. Tell me.
Okay, I tried the same day format for the data frame, the 11/12/2019. But I don't get the exact dates. I get the number of 11, I think.
Okay, could you please share your screen? What are you doing? Let me see. Yep.
Just a minute.
Sure, sure. Nakul will go. As I told you, let me first complete this. We'll go for break.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's getting loaded. Yeah, I can see that. Yes, what you have given? Let me see. Go to that 11.
So change the format for this.
Yeah, you have gone for A21 because you have taken 2D. So 2D itself, it is a self-explained message. The date, it will come as an integer or number. So you are getting 11 because your system format is DD. It is not in DD MMYY. Your system format is MMDDYY. Yeah, so it is taking 12th is the December, 11th is the date, and 2019 is the year. So if you want the date to be there in a day format, then you have to add another D and C. You will be getting automatically. Right. All right. So I'm taking the control back on the screen. Right. Now, as we discussed over here, the next thing, what we need to do over here is we have got some invoice numbers. Okay. We have got some invoice dates as well. Now, let me put the data in a story format. Now, suppose say, whenever we sell a product or we provide a service to our client, we know we have to collect GST, and that GST, whatever we have collected, we have to pay to the government. We know that very well. Yes. So it is something that whenever we wish, we cannot pay it. There is also a deadline. There is also a due date. Before that, we have to make the payment. Else will attract the penalty for the delayed payment charges. So now the question is, suppose if I generate one invoice on 16th June 2015, the GST, whatever I have collected, it is due for payment by 5th of the next month, suppose. So what is the due by 5th of next month? What is the due date? Like 5th July 2015. Similarly, 14 December 2015, the due date has to be 5th January 2016. Like that, we need those due dates. So once we find the due dates, we can exactly make the payment on or before the due date, and I can avoid the penalty for the delayed payment charges. But how to compute those due dates exactly? That's what the question. So this is again one very vital information people always spend a lot of time designing some lengthy formula to answer this kind of questions. And again, if you look at the answer, it is not so convincing or promising because they themselves are not clear. The designer or the creator of the formula, if you ask, they are not confident enough with their formulas. So what is the best way to do this? I'll tell you. Simple. Why it is so painful? Why people are turning up with the lengthy formula? Where is the challenge? I'll tell you. See, our job, think like a layman. If I successfully find out the last date of that month, like June, if I find out June month last date, adding 5 more days is not a big problem for me, because June month it is up 30th June, then plus 5. So 5 automatically 5th July will be turning up. Then why it is a problem then? Because month doesn't have the standard number of days. Somewhere it is 28, somewhere 29, 30, 31, like that. That's the problem. So now how to solve this? I'll tell you. There is a ready-made formula in our Excel naming called EO month, end of month. EO month, end of month. What it demands me, start date we have taken, comma. What's the next one? Months. So here we need to understand a concept. End of month of which month? The month which is from the start date. So month which is from start date, which month? June. So if you are looking for June month last date as per the start date, I should define 0. So 0 significance is nothing but it defines as a current month. So current month not as of today, current month as per the start date. If my date is of June, I am looking for next month last date, say July, then I should go for 1. If my date is of 16th June, I am looking for previous month last date. So for June, which is the previous month, May, I should define -1. So this is what the order of your numbers you have to define depending upon the requirement. So for our case, we are looking for current date, okay, 0. Now control enter, see the beauty. Each and every case, the month wise, whatever the last dates is being populated. June 30th, December 31st, July 31st, October 31st. But our solution, what we are looking for, once we find the last date of that month, plus 5. So 5 means nothing but 5 more days we have added to get our exactly the due date. See the beauty now, exactly did you receive the due date for those particular invoices? So this is how this EO month will be pretty helpful whenever you go for, again, your trackers to be maintained any point of time. And there are 3 things as we discussed. What is that? 0 stands for current month. Okay, 1 for next month. And over here, -1 stands for previous month. All right. So hope this is working. EO month, people. Any doubt, any queries? If you have, you can ask me. All right, so kindly save all your workbooks. So there's a request to go for a break. Maybe might be filling up bio break also, could be the case, not an issue. So in my system, it is 4:10. Okay, 10 minutes, we'll go for a short break. So you can have a brisk of 10 minutes and come back soon. So I'm just declaring now, 4:20 p.m. Again, we will resume our session. So I request everyone to come back by that time so that we can discuss the rest. I'll be in mute. I'll be back in 10 minutes time. So I believe everybody's back. Could you please respond in the chat box? Okay, Hello is back. Nakul is back. Very good. Fine, fine. We also, okay, 22. Fine. Okay. Yeah, so we were discussing about our date related stuffs. We have got clear that how to face this and challenges and how to solve those problems and what are the necessary date formulas we must know to make our job easy. Now we are going to look into some timestamp related calculations. Say, take an example. The moment we come to office, okay, at morning 9:30 a.m., we have our biometric system, we punch our finger, and in the back end of the time system is being captured like time like this. What is that format? It calls as hours, minutes, and seconds. All right. Similarly, when the day end operation is over and we are about to start to home, again we punch our finger with the out time system. Out time system. And there, back end of the time system, it has been captured system time like this. So now suppose say I am bit curious to know what is that timeline I have served for my office for the day. If I am interested in knowing the same, how will I know that? And what we do in that case, we go for applying a simple mathematical logic or basic mathematics equal to log out time minus login time. Do you agree with me? Is that the formula we use mostly? What say?
Yes.
Now, the moment I go and hit Control Enter, what happens? Some cases it gives me the result, some cases it doesn't. And which are those cases? Like somebody, if he turns up to office in 8:30 p.m. in the evening, he works for a whole night, and very subsequent day, 5:30 a.m. in the morning, he leaves the office. There it is giving a trouble. So I cannot have two different formulas to handle two different situations, irrespective of any shift people turns up, though it is a general or day or evening shift or night shift, my answer should be precise. So if that is the case, then how to deal with? So here, again, our experts, they will suggest you different solutions. And sometimes some people say you change your date or time format like this, and then you get the answer. So it will be again diluting your entire system and you not be getting the right answer. Trust me. So I will suggest you don't listen anyone. A very simple way how to get this job done. See, basic mathematics, nothing much. As we know, in a day, how many hours we have? 24? Yes, minus login time, whatever the time you logged into office, plus log out time. That's it. Control Enter. See the beauty. Whichever the shift people turns up, you got the answer. So this is the best way to find out your idle time or effective hours in the company, or if you're working out with your time rate basis some payments, you can calculate all these things. Nakul, if it is the case, then you have to probably log out and log in, because I don't think this is a problem for others. So I request you, please log out from the meeting room and again log in back. Anybody else is not able to see my screen? Is it visible? I'm highlighting also.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Great. So this is how we have understood how to compute our time differences between two setup of timestamps by simple logic of our 24 hours logic over here. All right, people. Any doubt? Any queries? Anybody? Well, Nakul, able to see now my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I can see.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what the first timestamp calculations we did, how to do the same that we have discussed. Now, let us discuss something more even complex situations. Suppose say, if at all any activity exceeds 24 hours timeline or more than a day, if that is the case, how to deal with. So next question comes up like that. Suppose say a lorry or a tanker, it has come to my factory on 16th April 2018 at 9 a.m. It is reporting to the factory gate. Okay. It has come along with the material to unload and it has gone inside, unloaded the material, and 17th April 2018 at 11 a.m. it has gone outside of the factory gate. Now, I would like to know that how many hours it has taken to unload the material. this lorry, whatever it has come with material, how many hours it has taken. So if I want to know, how will I do that? So manually check and let me know how many hours.
26 hours.
26 hours. Is it the call for everyone? 26? So do you agree with that, everybody? 26 hours is the right answer. Okay, Anuradha is saying yes. She is agreed with that. Anju is also saying yes. Very well. So since it is of one particular lorry case, we got the answer manually checking the same and bringing the right answer. Just imagine the situation. Take a situation. The moment you open the file, there are 1,000 vehicle movements that happen at the factory security gate register. So you want to check for all those 1,000 cases. Then how to do that? I cannot go and check one by one. Very difficult. So in that case, what would be the right formula? Let's discuss. For that, I would first suggest go and create some helper columns like start date and time, end date and time, and then duration in hours. So this is for our calculations purpose. We are making it 3 columns, naming over here like this. Okay. Now, the first thing, start date and time. What I can do equal to taking the start date A43 plus start time B43. So date we are including with the time. Whatever the output comes, don't bother, but ensure you are taking the right cell references. And the moment you go for this over here, then end date and time equal to end date plus end time. Again, don't bother about the output, but take the references properly. Okay. Similarly, going to the duration, we know the standard logic is equal to end date and time minus start date and time. I got the answer, but the problem is it is showing the answer 1.08333 and all. But technically, we are expecting the answer of 26 hours. But how to interpret the same? It's not possible. So what is the best option in this? Remember one thing, any point of time to convert any numbers into number of hours, simple basic mathematics, multiply by 12 because 24 hours a day. So we can go for 24, multiply by 24. I'm sorry. So here, if I want answer in terms of number of hours, I can multiply by 24 because 24 hours in a day. What if I need the answer in terms of minutes? We know an hour has how many minutes? 60. So I can simply multiply further with 60. So this is how the basic mathematics I need to apply. So let us confine our answer to hours only. Now the moment I go for this over here, 24, I got this is over here, 26. The manual thing, whatever checked 26 hours, our result also gives us 26 hours. So this is how people, whenever there is a need, you can compute the time differences between two setup of date stamps also over there in terms of hours. So try that. Any doubt or any queries, do let me know, please. So this is what the details or the story of our numbers challenge sheet, people. Okay, so now we'll completing this sheet and we'll be proceeding to our next sheet is called data presentation. So here now we are going to discuss two things, that whenever you have the numbers in place, how to make it informative, and whenever the numbers are in place, how to make it presentable. Both the things we are going to see. And this is again, as I was telling you in the beginning, very, very essential, because nowadays people don't like you presenting only the numbers in Excel sheet. So the numbers should be presented in a proper fashion so that it will be telling to the story to the people. This is what people are expecting. Okay. So if that is the case, let's start from the first example. What's that? Let me put the data in a story format. Now, suppose say, take an example over here. My boss asked me, Prabhas, get me the entire revenue report, like whatever the month-wise or product-wise Excel sheets I have prepared, everything I have consolidated, and this is what the final summary I have made it. No doubt, this is ready for dispatch. Whatever my boss was asking, up to that level, I have made it ready. But look at the same and tell me, is it enough to present our data in this fashion? If no, then what else we can do to make this more informative? What else we can do so that we can call it as a value additions to the work? Or what else we can present along with this data to the audience, so audience should be happy watching our presentation and they will be giving a compliment to our work. So please give me your opinions on this. What exactly we can do? All right. So maximum revenue and minimum revenue we can find out separately and we can present it. This is what I can say, right? Okay, that is one thing we can consider. Anju is saying that we can go for a graph. That's a good one. The entire 12 months data, we can make a graphical presentation, line, column, bar, pie, whatever you feel good. Okay, very good. What else? Okay, Shalini saying we can calculate the average revenue. Yeah, we can calculate the average also. Very good. What else? Rather is saying trend. That is what rather trend analysis is nothing but the charts and graphs. So when you present your data in a line graph or bar graph or a column graph, that will be giving the trend. Okay, what else? Go on, give me your opinion. This is what, that's why we are taking the discussion. See, I could have directly jumped into the topic. I would have given the solution. Why I'm taking as an open and forum discussion so that we can exchange our views. We can exchange our knowledge over here in this pattern. And this is how people will be also demanding from you. Okay. So fine. So now, okay. Another thing, that pattern in the revenue. Okay, so another, could you please be more precise to find out the pattern in the revenue? So Nakul is saying, as data is small, but it would have been large, we can use pivot. Nothing is not Nakul, forget about pivot and all. It's a simple data. My question is very simple. We have only 2 columns. What else we can do? Right. Okay, so Priya is saying we can add the spark lines. Okay, that's a good one. I consider. Shalini is saying, okay, top 3 months with the highest revenue, bottom 3 months with the lowest revenue. Okay, fine. That's also a good one. We can find out top 3 and bottom 3 and we can state over there separately. Well, okay, fine then. I'm glad you have shared your whatever your opinions, and definitely I will consider that. So let's see now, if this is the situation, how to make our data informative. The first thing, the minimum requirement, the data doesn't have the total. Can you see? So this is the first thing we should do. How to make a total. Keeping your cursor in the total cell, go for Alt equal to the keyboard shortcut, Alt with equal to, if you press together, Alt equal to, Alt and equal to. It will be giving a quick sum over there. And the moment you hit enter over here, it will be giving the total. So are you getting the same total? 33,715. Please confirm. So this is the first thing we should do. Okay. Now, stay focused with my storyline. The data, whatever I have prepared, revenue in terms of US dollar, everything, maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But when I'm presenting my data to the management or to the global leaders, they are not interested in seeing the data in this billions, millions, or lakhs and crores. They want to see the revenue data, but in terms of percentage. So let us go and create a new column naming revenue percentage. Please do that. Revenue percentage. Now coming back to the revenue percentage column calculation, what should be the formula? Please stay focused for a minute. Equal to January month, whatever the revenue, I should divide it with our total revenue. And this total revenue should not move down when I copy the formula down, because each and every month should always get divided with the total revenue. For that, I need to log it. Do you agree with that formula? For calculation of our revenue percentage, is this the right formula? Yes. Now, the moment I hit enter, I am getting the answer in terms of decimals. But we need to present our data in terms of percentage. So here, technically, what we do, we go for simply multiplying with 100 like this. Don't do that. Unwantedly, you are making your formula size heavy. I'll tell you. If you remember, I told you in our e-date case to convert any format to date format, Control, Shift, and 3.
Number 3.
Yeah. So now any format to percentage format. Can you see? Control, Shift, and 5. The 5 numerical key, is it holding a percentage character? So if you go with Control, Shift, and 5, the objective is converting any format to percentage format. And see the beauty? Immediately we get that, and the moment you double click on the fill handle, applying for the rest, and the moment you go for total of the same as usual, are you getting 100%? Yes. So we are in the right track. So this is how we have added one more column naming called revenue percentage. Hope this works. Everybody is clear? Now, what else we can present it? There is one more thing we can do is month on month, how my revenue is growing. What is that growth pattern? That is what Anuradha highlighted. If I am having the same understanding, is that the same you wanted to say? Month on month, how the data is compared. Is that the thing you said by pattern?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is what we are going to discuss now. Month and month growth, MOM in short, we call it as MOM growth. So we will be creating a new column called growth. So let's go and create a new column called growth. What should be the formula for growth column calculations? Let's discuss. Since January is the first month of the year, we have nothing over here to compare with. So growth is nil, because before January, do you have anything, any month? No. So growth is nil. But when you go to Feb, we have got something to compare with, isn't it? So here, what should be the formula? It's equal to Feb month revenue minus Jan month revenue. Is that the right formula? Do you agree with this? What say people? Once we complete the business, sorry?
I did by Jan month, right?
Yeah, Feb minus Jan. Right. So the moment I go for this, now growth, you can see when you compare Jan to Feb, my business is down, my revenue is down. That's why it is showing negative values. Now, same we can apply for the rest, and we got our answer ready for growth. Yes, Radha. Hope it is clear.
I'm sorry, can you say that again for us?
You want me to repeat?
Yeah.
See, the moment we have started our business in the month of January, do you have anything to compare before January?
No.
So growth for January is nil. But when we go to Feb, when I complete the business for the month of Feb, what is the growth? equal to Feb month revenue minus Jan month revenue. Basic mathematics, nothing else.
Right.
The moment I hit enter, I'm getting the pattern. Now Jan to Feb, you see the business is going down, revenue is going down. And the moment I go for the formula, same I can apply for the rest. So this is my growth.
Okay.
Similarly, for your attrition rates and all, month-wise, how many new joinees are there you want to add, how many exit employees are there you have to deduct. Then you showcase the net figures, like how the pattern is, headcount is in increasing trend or headcount is decreasing trend. There you can use this also.
Right. Understood. Yeah.
Right. So growth in terms of value, maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But when I'm presenting my data to the management, they are not interested watching the growth in billions, millions, or lakhs and crores. They want to see the growth, but in terms of percentage. So now the requirement is we need to add a column naming called growth percentage. So please define a new column naming called growth percentage. And the moment we have gone for this, what should be the formula? Like growth column in value is nil, growth percentage also will be nil for the month of Jan. Now, when I go to Feb month, what should be the formula for percentage calculation? Equal to whatever the growth for the month of Feb should be divided with the base month. So for Feb, which is the base, is the January. So do you agree with the formula? And the moment I hit enter, I got the answer, but answer in decimals. And I told you how to convert any format to percentage format. Control, Shift, and 5. The moment I go for double click on the fill handle, I got my answer. So this is how we have added one more column stating called growth in percentage. So just imagine we had only 2 columns, but this much of task was pending from our side. And nobody is going to demand all these things. This is by inherent in nature from your side. When you are presenting your data to the next level, you should do all this kind of statistical calculations, making your data more informative, and you should present it. And trust me, whoever is watching your data, they will be appreciating your work. So growth percentage, I believe everybody is clear. Next, what else we can define along with this data? Mostly what it happens in the industries, we go for one calculation. I'll tell you what. Suppose say I complete the business for the month of Jan. Somebody asks me how much revenue I have made. I will say 3963. When I complete the business for the month of Feb also, if the same question comes to me, what will be my answer? I will not tell only the Feb month revenue. I'll tell Jan with Feb. Then when I complete March, Jan, Feb plus March. Like that, I will be adding each and every month value till the existing month over there. What do you call that? We call it as cumulative data, accumulated value. Do you agree with that? When your data is being populated, we go for adding one by one. So technically in the corporate reports, my friends, you cannot use the word called accumulated data, cumulative value. All these are not allowed. So for corporate reports, you should use the corporate jargons. And what exactly it's that is nothing but YTD, year to till date. YTD. So what will be my YTD for the month of Jan? Since January is the first month, same value will be reflecting as a YTD column January month. Do you agree? In the YTD column for the month of January is going to be the same revenue. Now, the moment I go for Feb is equal to Jan month YTD, the previous cell, plus Feb month current revenue. Do you agree with this formula?
Yes.
Now, the moment I hit enter, data becomes cumulative. So Jan plus Feb, it is appearing in the Feb month YTD. Now the same when I go for double click on the fill handle, I'm reaching to December month. Is that matching with my revenue column total cell? December month YTD, is it matching with my revenue column total cell? So we are in the right track. This is how the self-confirmation. So how to create our YTD column, we have understood. Any doubt, any queries in creating YTD column, people? Now, YTD in the format of numbers or the values, maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But when I'm presenting my data to the management, they are interested watching YTD, but in terms of percentage. So our next column we should prepare called YTD percentage. Let's go for that. YTD percentage. Now, when I go for YTD percentage, what should be the formula for YTD percentage calculation? Let's go and discuss. Like YTD column, we have decided Jan month, whatever the revenue should be YTD for the month of January. Similarly, YTD percentage is nothing but Jan month revenue in percentage. Can we take that? YTD percentage for the month of Jan is nothing but revenue in percentage for the month of Jan. Simple logic. Now, if I go to Feb over here, if I go to Feb over here, equal to Jan month YTD percentage plus Feb month revenue percentage. Can you take the same formula again? Now, once I go for this and hit enter, am I getting my data in the cumulative fashion? Yes. Double click on the fill handle. When I'm reaching to the month of December, is it matching with my revenue percentage column total? Yes. So we are in the right track. This is how, again, we have got the self-confirmation. So this is how people, whenever you are presenting your data, these things are very, very essential. Nobody is going to demand all these things, but if you want to make a difference at your workplace, you want to exceed the expectation from the other side, you have to present all this information. All right. Hope this is clear. It's working for everyone. Any doubt, any queries? Now, the moment we have done with this, coming to the beautification part, some cosmetics works to the data. Select your month column, going to home, cell styles, take some colors. Select the top row, going to home, cell styles, and take some other colors. Right? Now, once we made it, remember one thing, friends, whenever you have the data ready, as I was telling you in the beginning, mere presenting the numbers alone is not enough. Your presentation also matters the most. It also plays a great role. So do not ever forget to make the minimum formatting of your data. And what's that? Always give a feel of a table. So how to give a feel of a table? Keeping the cursor anywhere in the data set, go for Control A. Control A. So Control A will be helping you to select the entire data set. The first thing, giving a feel of a table, apply the borders. How to apply the borders? Going to home, borders, all borders with the help of mouse, always on. You can do that. But if you want to do with the keyboard shortcuts, I'll tell you, Alt, H for home, B for border, A for all border. One by one, no need to press together. So this is how, with the help of keyboard shortcuts, you can apply same thing, the borders. Alt, H, B, A. One by one. Now, once you have done with this, always ensure that in a table, when you are presenting your data, the first column should be aligned to the left. First column has to be always aligned to the left. And rest of the columns, whatever you have, kindly select and ensure that it is aligned to the center. And how to align to the center? Going to home, alignment, and center with the help of mouse. Else, you can go for a keyboard shortcut, Alt, H for home, A for alignment, C for center. So this is for center alignment. Alt, H, A, C. One by one. Okay. So this is how we have customized our report. We have done the minimum data formatting over there, make it over here a bit of eye-catchy presentation. And now the same, if you want, you can carry to your PowerPoint if it is needed. And there you don't need to struggle much, or hardly need to struggle over there. So that's the beauty we have understood. Whenever you are presenting your data, how to make it informative. So any question in this section, how to make our data informative?
Prabhas,
Yeah.
the growth where it is negative can also be shown within parentheses, right?
Yes, it is up to you how you are presenting your negative numbers. It is up to you. You can customize that format, going to right click format cells after selecting the same. If you go for your number section, okay, now you have got all these options, like how you are going to present it. You can present like this. So it depends upon your system control panel settings. If your control panel settings is allowing you defining the negatives in brackets, it will be listed over here. So it depends upon that. See, negative sign symbol in control panel setting, going to region, when I go for custom format over here for negative sign symbol, it is showing negative. If I go for the drop down, it will be listed over here, brackets and all those things. When I change the settings instead of English India, if I go for English United States, it depends upon the country settings. All these changes will happen automatically. And based on that, you can do your changes in your Excel data also. All right, so now let's go for our next objective is how to make our data presentable. Let's go for that. Okay. Yeah, Sudipto, you have to press one by one. First Alt, then remove the finger, then H, remove the finger, then B, remove the finger, and finally press A. So ultimately, this is going to be achieved. Right. So now we have got the data set below to that, you can see, and same month-wise revenue data is over here. Now the objective is how to make this data presentable. Okay. Now, suppose say this is the data I have. Select the data, kindly keep your cursor, select the data, Control A. Going to the Home tab, in the ribbon, we have an option called Format as Table. Format as Table. After conditional formatting, you will be finding Format as Table. Okay. So when I go for Format as Table over here, it opens up with 3 different options like light, medium, and dark. Always go for light or medium. Do not go for the dark options. Reason, the more the dark colors you use in Excel file, the file size will be heavy. So go for one medium over here. If I go for it and click it, immediately I'll be finding the result like this. A dialog box appears. Go and click OK. So with immediate effect, I can notice My data is transformed into a beautiful formatting over here. Alternate rows are highlighted. Headers are properly defined with your background fill of some colors. Filter buttons are embedded, and the top and bottom cell thick borders also applied. Can you see the same changes? Right? So I believe everybody has got the similar pattern, whatever I'm showing on the screen. All right, so now I'm going to just take a discussion a little bit on this. Now, suppose say our friend Anuradha and Shalini, they are working in one department. So Anuradha and Shalini, can I take your name for the story? Is there any objection from your side?
Sure.
Okay, thank you so much. So suppose say our friend Shalini has presented the same to Anuradha. Anuradha is watching the data and she is appreciating the work of Shalini and saying, Shalini, the data really is looking good today. I'm glad. I'm appreciating the work. But with curiosity, she asked one more question to Shalini, that Shalini, how come such differences in overnight? Because till yesterday, I was never getting the data in this beautiful pattern or formatted over there. But today, all of a sudden, how come such changes? So Shalini, what is your answer for that? Suppose this is the question comes up. Yep. How come such improvements in the presentation? This is what the other side people are asking. Of course, anybody will ask, right? Because when I'm presenting the data all the time in the similar fashion and all of a sudden something different is there, and there is some, I mean, the presentation style is altogether different. So people have the curiosity to know how come all these things happen. So anyway, our friend Salini, what she's going to say, that Anuradha, okay, I was just going through this menu features and I explored something new over there called format as table option. And I thought to apply this so that it will be giving a great look in terms of formatting. And that's why I applied. So Anuradha is also quite happy with that. Okay, fine. My teammates, whatever, they're also exploring the tool very much. That's a good sign. All right. Now, one more thing we know also over there, that when our superiors, XYZ, whoever is appreciating our work, giving a compliment to our work, what happens next? Yes, people, what happens? When boss appreciates my work, what happens next? Yes.
They expect more of them.
Right. So if you are not expecting promotion, increment, elevations to the next level, well and good. I appreciate that. So technically, these are due at the year end only. But immediate moment, what is happening? The expectation level goes high and the workload increases. And the same thing happened. So now Anuradha is watching the data and she is asking to Shalini that, Anuradha, Shalini, you have given me the revenue data. That's fine. But I want to see the incentive over here to generate this much of revenue, how much incentive we have paid. I want to see that. So Shalini has come back and she has created a new column. Let's go and work together. So create a new column, naming called incentive. Right. So when I go for incentive over here, can you see the beauty? What happens? Immediately same formatting being carried forward to the next column. Have you ever seen creating a table, Excel carries your formatting along with it? No, this is the advantage of format as table. So now coming to the formula, suppose in our organizations, we have a uniform policy, whatever the revenue we generate, whatever the billing we make, out of that 2% we declare as incentive. So if that is the case, then how to compute our incentive? What should be the formula for incentive? Equal to revenue column from the left. Don't worry, it will take this kind of @ sign, square brackets, column headers, names. This is the default formatting. So don't be panic. No need to spend time for typing all these things manually. Just focus with your generic formula. How do you apply in the normal data? Similarly, going for multiply 2%. And see the beauty. The moment you hit enter, what happens? It is not only applying to a cell, but also the entire column. So I no need to do copy paste. I no need to drag. I no need to go for control enter. And I should not bother about using control D also. So can you see how your speed is increasing because of format as table option? Right, people?
Yeah.
So revenue column is ready. Incentive column we have computed. Ideally, next column, net revenue. So kindly go and create a column naming called net revenue. What should be the formula for net revenue calculation? Basic mathematics, anybody?
Net revenue.
Simple. B24 minus, revenue minus incentive. So B24 minus C24. The cell references, if you go and hit enter, this is going to give you the immediate net revenue column ready. All right, people. Hope this is working. Up to this, everybody is clear what we did, and you got the flavor of format as table, how it is more helpful for us. Now, once we made it, stay focused on my screen, please. Though we have got all these things ready, but there is still one thing is missing over here is the total. Can you see in the bottom line, total is not there. Technically, we no need to go and create manually. What you can do, keeping the cursor anywhere in the data, you can notice on your ribbon menu, extreme right, there is a tab activated, naming design or table design, depending upon the version of Excel, extreme right. And there is an option over here called total row. There is an option over here called total row. This checkbox is not activated. So you got to go and activate this checkbox. And the moment you activate over here, all right, then immediately in the bottom phase of the row, you can see of the table, a total row is added, and this is showing only the total for net revenue column. Okay. What if I want my revenue column total? Simple. Keep the cursor in the total cell of the revenue column. You can see a immediate drop down box is going to appear. I'm highlighting, you can check. And if you go for that, it will be showing the list of formulas. And for total, which is the ideal formula, is the sum. So when I go for some formula, I'm getting the total. So can you see the beauty? Everything is there. Only thing is we need to customize according to the need. So that's the beauty of our format as table option. So hope you have got a beautiful flavor of our format as table option, how this is so helpful in our Excel data presentation. We have got a clarity on that. Any question before proceeding further?
So Prabhas, for the incentive part,
yeah,
the formula which you have used,
right?
Yeah. So okay, so we just need to use the formula and just close it.
No, you don't need to. You don't need to do anything. See this entire text. You just select the cell from the left. Equal to, select the cell from the left. It will come automatically with this formatting. Then you have to go for multiply by 2%. That you have to define manually. Multiply purpose asterisk sign 2%. You have to type it manually.
Got it.
Yes. Now, the moment we have done with this over here, definitely when I'm going to present my data to the next level, whoever is watching the data, this is giving a neat and clean look and they will appreciate my work. But my data is not ready for presentation yet. There is certain other things also we need to care for it. What is that? Let me take you through. As I told you, keep your cursor anywhere in the headers, any of the column headers, keep your cursor and go for Control A. So when I go for Control A, that helps me in selecting the entire table array. All right. I told you the first thing what you need to do, give a feel of a table by applying the borders. And what is the keyboard shortcut? Alt HBA or Home tab, borders, all borders. Whichever it is comfortable for you, go for it. Objective, borders to be applied. So this is the first thing we should do. What is the next thing I told you just 10 minutes back only? Anybody can recall?
Left side alignment month.
Right. The first column always align to the left. Rest of the columns you can select and make it center. How to make it center? Going to Home, Alignment and Center, or Alt H A C. Whichever it is comfortable, do that. Now here, one more thing I would like to add is, if you see our data, my column headers are not properly displayed, like incentive E is missing, revenue USD D is missing, net revenue partially it is displayed. So all these challenges is there. And one more challenge we have already experienced, I'll tell you, whenever you copy the data from one Excel to other, or one Word document to Excel file, or PDF to Excel file, what happens? You would have seen the data comes always with the hash kind of symbols. And what we do in that case, we take our mouse pointer to the column headers, double click, and we keep expanding the columns. So that is really a tedious process. Don't ever do that, please. I would recommend, whenever you want to adjust the columns depending upon the number of characters it is available over there, go for a technique called auto fit of column width. So how to go for auto fit of column width? Selecting the columns, going to the Home tab, Format, auto fit of column width. This is with the help of mouse. If you want to do the same with keyboard shortcut, you have the option over here, Alt, O for format, C for column, A for auto fit. So this is called again auto fit of column width. Okay. So these are the daily essential formulas. You can make a practice and start using it. And trust me, you can save a lot of time. So Alt OCA. So you can see now entire thing is neat and cleanly it is presented over here. So I believe everybody is able to successfully apply all the necessary formattings.
Prabhas, can you repeat how to do it with mouse?
Yeah, you can select all these three columns, going to Home, Format, Auto Fit of column width. All right, so everybody's clear up to this, whatever we did, people, or any queries before proceeding further? All right, now I'll take you through one more thing. See, please stay focused. The moment we have discussed about the date should be in proper date format. If percentage data, it should be in percentage format. Like numbers, if it is there, it should be in proper number format. So please select your numbers in that table, only the numbers section. Wherever the numerical values are there, that cells or those cells alone, you please select. Ideally, what is the number format meaning? Yeah. Number format is nothing but it should have a decimal, post decimal maximum 2 characters, and before decimal we should have a comma separator as 1,000 separator or billion separator we must use. So when you have all these three elements are in place, then only the data can be expressed in a number format. So here, how to add all these three put together at once? I'll tell you, any format, if you happen to convert to number format, Control Shift 1. What is that? Control Shift 1. If you press together and see the beauty, what happens? Is it converting the data into proper number format? As we discussed, decimals are appearing. Post decimal, 2 characters are available. Before decimal, we have a comma separator value over here. Are you getting that, people? Control Shift and 1. 1 means the numerical key where is a exclamatory mark is there. That's called 1. If you are using your desktop or a 15-inch monitor laptops or something, you have a separate number key towards your right. Don't use that combination. This is not going to work. You have to always go for this numerical key options. Control Shift 1 for number, Control Shift 3 for date, Control Shift 5 for percentage. These are the things we have learned so far about the formatting through the keyboard shortcuts. Hope that is working. Now, once you have done with this, post decimal, the decimal characters, 2 characters, whatever it is there, if you feel this is unwanted, you want to ignore them, you want to eliminate them, you have an option going to home called decrease decimals, right? You can go for using the mouse and tapping twice. If you want to do the same with keyboard shortcut, Alt H9, Alt H9. So Alt H9 to decrease decimal, Alt H9, 9 in the sense the open parenthesis, this is called 9. This is going to help you to decrease decimal. All right. So can you imagine that keyboard shortcuts, how it is more reliable than your mouse in terms of saving your time? Hope you have got that flavor at least. What's your edges? All right, so now we have understood how to make our data informative, how to make our data presentable. So this is the story of our data presentation sheet. Any doubt, any queries before proceeding further? Yes, people.
Prabhas, can you also help again with the net revenue, how it was being put forth? Like how did it come?
It's just a simple formula, B24 minus C24. In the net revenue column, the formula is revenue minus incentive.
Okay, got it.
Right. All right then, people, let's go for our next is called date calculation. Okay. So this is again a very beautiful example we have customized over here. And since today in this batch, first of all, mostly people are from HR side and they can correlate to the things very easily. And from other department, if your accounts or finance also, you can correlate with that easily. Or from any other department also, you can connect with the data since this is about calculating our own experience. See the beauty. So first, let's have the understanding what is the requirement, what is the ask. See, suppose say these are the employees who are working in my department. I have got their date of joining with me. My management has given a task to me stating that, Prabhas, please find out what is the experience of your teammates in the organization as on date. Now you can think also about it. We have a separate department called HR. It is their part of job. Why management has given to me this kind of task? See, it is a decentralized system. Each and every department wise, they are seeking the report and finally it can be consolidated and that can be reconciled with the HR report finally. So this is the reason why management has given a decentralized job to each and every department leaders to do the job for it. All right. So if that is the case, then how to deal with the same? So basically for this employee, if I want to find out the experience in terms of years, months, and days, how will I do that? So we have our HR experts with us. Can I take your expertise on this? So anybody who is going to or willing to answer in this case, please share your view on this. Yes, Salini, Radha, Anuradha, we have got all the HR leaders with us. Even Nora is also there. Tushar is also there today. Yes,
okay. So, Prabhas, we can use the data formula.
Very good.
So, date of joining, and we just need to add one column over there with today's date.
Okay, very good. Right. Okay. Yeah. So Radha is saying today minus date of joining. Okay, what is going to get that, Radha? With that, we will be getting the number of days, right? So we are not only calculating the number of days, we are looking for month and year also. See, like the simple example, how you are expressing your experience over there in a company with pinpoint accuracy. If you want certain amount of years, certain amount of months, and then balance in the days, like 5 years, 6 months, 7 days. This is what the ideal expression for our experience, right? Anyway, without not wasting much time, I'll take you through. Here again, our experts will tell you different things over here. Don't go for this. I'll tell you, definitely I can give it in writing. Those answers will not give you the accurate solution. There is only one way out in this case. And what's that? There is a hidden formula of Excel naming called date diff. What is that? Date diff. People does the wrong pronunciation over here. They believe that it is the combination of date and if formula. They read it as dated if. No. So your formula is nothing but it's a date related formula. You should pronounce it as date diff. And this is a hidden formula since inception, since 1985 till 2021 version of Microsoft Excel. This is hidden. And why this is hidden? Because this formula has got certain drawback. But trust me, there is a formula like this, and this is going to help you. And to prove that this is a hidden formula, I will take you through something. Just look at my screen, please. No need to do anything. Any point of time, if you write any formula over there in Excel, it gives me a help instruction. What is EDATE formula? How to write EDATE formula also, we are getting a helping hand from Excel. Whereas if I go for date diff, do I get anything? No, because this is a hidden formula. But trust me, there is a formula like this. So since the instructions are not visible and it is a hidden formula, we are going to work together. So let's start working along with me. So keep your cursor below to year and go for a formula. Is equal to date diff, bracket open. How to start with? Any date formula, if you want to check how it starts with Networkdays, Networkdays International, E-date, EO month, text, what is the first input we had taken? If you recall, before 1 hour we discussed. Anybody? Start date. Start date. So in our case, start date is nothing but date of joining. All right. So that's called our first input. So though it is a hidden formula, we made it logical, comma. Whenever you compute the difference between two set of dates like Networkdays International, what was the second input we had taken? Anybody recall? Networkdays International, what was the second input we had taken? Yes, Radha, this is not reflecting, not for anybody. That's what I told you. This is a hidden formula. That's why we are struggling this much and we are understanding each and every element. All right. So what was the second input in our Networkdays and Networkdays International? It was a end date. It was a end date, right? But in our case, to compute our experience, what is the date we need to take as on today, right? That's what Anuradha is also explaining, current date. So today purpose, Don't worry, don't expect that you should go and create one more column naming called today's date. We have a formula ready-made available naming called today, open bracket and close bracket. This will generate today's date from my system. So I don't need to maintain a separate column called today over there. I can immediately bring the today's date in the formula. So today formula will be generating today's date from my system. In the bottom right corner, whatever my system date is there, that is going to reflect over there. So hope we got the second input clear. Today formula is going to be defined as our end date. Any questions? Now, comma. Once you have done with this, now which column you are trying to compute the difference? Which column you are trying to compute the difference in the year column? So my third input has to define my year component. So how to define that? Just do one thing. As usual, I'm saying just follow that. Take one blank cell above to the year text. Take one blank cell, that is D4, bracket close. Formula is ready. Enter. It is going to give some kind of error. Hash num. Don't be panic. The reason of giving error over here is our third element is defined to a blank cell. Now, to define our year component, if you remember, I told you what is the idle date format we maintain in Excel, DD, MMYY or MMDDYY, where D plays the role of day, M plays the role of month, and Y for year. So similarly, for the timing, do one thing. Go to that blank cell above to the year text, define just Y, and see the beauty the moment you hit enter. Are you getting 13 over there?
Yes.
So what we have understood so far, though date diff is a hidden formula, how to write it? What is the role of today formula in any formula to generate today's date? What is the role of Y as a text operator to represent my year? Hope everybody is clear with that. Yes, people, just confirm. Yep.
You can also put that Y in the formula, right?
Yes, of course you can do that. Yeah. In double inverted comma, you have to define.
Correct.
You can do that, but for the time being, don't do it. I have my own reasons also. You will come to know in another 5 minutes. So please follow the instructions.
We log the D4.
We'll do that. We'll go step by step. Don't worry. Now, year column, we have computed the answer. Let's go for a hands-on practice, finding the month and day also. So month purpose, I can use M. Day purpose, I can use D. Let's go for a practice. Is equal to date diff, open bracket, start date, comma, today formula, comma, Excel operator. Similarly, for day case also is equal to date diff, start date, comma, today formula over here, comma, Excel operator. All right. All right. So I believe it is clear. Everybody has got the same answer, like 13 in the year, month 158, day 4,819. Now, let us analyze the situation. Can we express our employees' experience in this format? First question. can we express the employee's experience in this format? Can you say like this, that employee's experience is 13 years, 158 months, 4,819 days? Does it make any sense? No. Then what is that again? These are nothing but individual component-wise differences. Year-wise 13, month-wise 158, day-wise 4,819. But our requirement is something different. When we go and combine year, month, and days, it should give me the entire experience of the employees. Or the other way, if you discuss, let's go for month. Month, how many months it is showing? 158. We know one thing. Whenever number of month reaches to 12, it becomes 1 year. So how many years are there? If I want to know, what is the basic mathematics we do? We go for is equal to number of months divided by 12. Do you agree with my formula? Right? Now, when I go and hit enter, what I'm getting? 13 years decimal 1.666 means 13 complete years are there in month category itself, which is already taken in the year column. Then again, it should not reflect in the month, right? So you have to remove the complete years component and you have to be left with only the incomplete month in a complete year. For that, do one thing. Instead of M, go for changing the operator to YM and see the beauty now. What happens? Complete years have been removed and it left with only the incomplete month in a complete year. Similarly, go to the day. Instead of D, use MD, month to date. The incomplete days in a complete month. Now see the beauty. Can you express your experience of the employee now in a perfect fashion? 13 years, 2 months, 9 days, exactly pinpoint accurate as on date. So that's the beauty of our date diff formula. So far, whatever we did, how to write our hidden formula, what is the usage of operator Y, YM and MD, and how to use today formula in the formula itself, we got the basic understanding, right? Yes. Yes, Radha, clear? Now, whatever your confusion you had, how to make it?
Yeah.
Great. So trust me, friends, people always commits in this case a lot of mistakes, and they again get caught during the time of audit. And the auditors, when they come, they make an audit note and you will be questioned for that. The silly things, again, you will be questioned and that will be again giving a negative impact in your KRA. So you have to be pinpoint accurate. Anyway, we got the answer for the first case, no doubt. Same we need to apply for rest. How? Double click on the fill handle, our problem starts. You can see also why there is a problem. If you go to our first error in the year column, you can notice when I copy this formula towards down, my date of joining is moving C6 to C7. C6 to C7. This is moving, correct? But my Excel operator D4, this is also moving to D5. Can you see that? So this is the trouble. Though my date of joining is moving, but my Excel operator should not move. So for that, as you remember, in small and large case, what we did, we have selected the array. Whichever you do not want to move, then that you alone select in the formula and go for F4 for locking the same. And when you go for it over here, control enter, we got the things clear. Similarly, for month also, which is creating a trouble, E4, you can lock, control enter. In case of day also, you can see F4 is creating a trouble. I can lock it and control enter. So this is how, please rectify the solutions for each and every column.
I have one question.
Please.
Do these abbreviations, right, like Y and M, do those cells need to be in a particular format for this formula to work?
No, it's not a format. These are the predefined text operators. Y means, see, you can ask me whether if I change the case, if in a small letter, is it going to give an impact? No. You can write in caps, you can write in small letters also. It remains the same. Y for year, YM is nothing but year to month, MD is nothing but month to date.
Hello.
Yeah.
How can we calculate this in one cell together?
So together you have to combine that. Whatever it is there, you have to combine that. Like whatever we got it over here, you can go for using the ampersand sign is equal to this. Okay. Then use ampersand. It is in terms of years. So you have to write over here YRS. Okay. Then again go for ampersand over here, taking this. Again ampersand, you have to write MTH or MN months, whatever it is. Then again go for ampersand, taking this number of days, and you have to again take ampersand and provide in terms of DAYS, like that. If you want to add one more space also, you can keep adding ampersand and space. All right. Hope this is clear, people. Everybody is clear with this. Any questions before proceeding further? Now, let us analyze the situation. Are you happy with the solution? I could see the answers in the chat box, like Anuradha is saying, wow. Mayuris is saying, awesome. I'm happy. Tushar is saying, perfect. I'm glad. But I'm asking again the question. Rajesh is saying, superb. Good. I'm glad. I take your compliments. Again, I'm repeating the same question. Please stay focused with my audio line. Going to each and every column, editing the formula, rectifying the cells, locking the cells individually. Do you think that this is a great idea, or are you comfortable doing the same? No. So when we are not comfortable, then how Excel is going to recommend that? So definitely Excel never recommends for that. This is what our experts, they have suggested us, or we have the practice we have developed in such a way, we are ending up doing like this. But trust me, this is not the right way of doing the job. So what is given by the experts information, we should rule out that. So please select your yellow colored answered area cells and delete. So this practice, we have to stop doing it. So what is the better way of designing the formula in a table? That's the question. So please stay focused, do it along with me. Very, very essential. Kindly select all your yellow colored cells, whatever we have. Immediately keep your mouse aside, touchpad aside, and go for equal to date diff, bracket open. If you believe, okay, I should write in caps, it will be more visibility. Okay, I write it, but not a difference. You can write in small letters also. All right. The first input, please tell me. You have to tell, I have to populate. Yes, anybody. First input, what was that?
Date of join.
Right. Now hold on. When we have taken date of joining, what is that address it has picked up?
C6.
C6. In C6, what is the role of C?
Column.
Column. What is the role of 6?
Row.
So what you have understood, a cell is nothing but the intersection point of your column and row. First is the column, second is the row. So now when I copy this formula towards down, my cell date of joining is going to move from C6 to C7, C8, C9, C10, and so on. Do you agree with that movement?
Yes.
So when this is moving C6 to C7, C8, when I pronunciate the movement C6, C7, C8, C9, C10, which one sounds common? It's C. What is C? C is the column. So we have understood our data is not stopping, our data is moving, but that too it is moving within a column. When data is moving within a column, without locking the cell, we have to lock only the column. So instead of locking the cell, we have to lock only the column. And to lock only the column, you have to bring the dollar symbol before column. And to bring the dollar symbol before column, hit your F4 key 3 times. Hit your F4 key thrice. Once, twice, thrice. So you can notice only $1 symbol, that too before column. Can you see that setup?
Yeah.
So this is what we have understood. Depending upon the cell movement, we have to make the locking systems accordingly. Okay. Now, second input, what it was, we discussed second input. Today formula. So go for today formula, open bracket, close both. No need to lock anything because default nature of today formula, whichever the cell it goes, it will generate today's date only. So no need to bother about this, comma. What is the next input?
Yeah.
Our text operator called Y. This cell should not move down when I copy the formula down. This is the problem we have experienced. But when I copy this formula towards right, D4 should move to E4 for month calculation. E4 should move to F4 for day calculation. So how the movements are happening? D4, E4, F4. Which one sounds common? Is 4. What is 4? 4 is the row. So we have understood our data is moving within a row. So when data is moving in a row, we have to lock only the row. And to lock only the row, we have to bring the dollar symbol before row number. And to bring the dollar symbol before row number, F4 twice, F4 2 times. This is the setup it was missing. We have provided now. Bracket close. Formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. As usual, we know how to apply that. What is the shortcut? Control Enter. See the beauty. One shot, entire formula is ready, taking the right references from the left and from the top. So this is how you have to design your formulas in a table whenever there is a need over there in Excel. So please confirm you are able to do that successfully. Any doubt, any queries, do let me know. Yeah, Anuradha, I'm really sorry because I am not expert in Mac. I'm not using at all. So I have to give that list today. So you can practice today itself. Okay. Hardly another 15 minutes it will take to you to practice. And tomorrow you can be ready and you can get the expertise on your keyboard. Don't worry. All right. So everybody is clear what we did. Any questions, people, from anybody? If you have, you can ask me.
Prabha, so
Yeah.
I will have to check in the sheet you sent for locking cell. The command for locking cell. The sheet that you sent for MacBook, I will have to check for command for locking cell, correct?
Yes. Command for locking cell. All right, if you see, we can see immediately the Google Chrome. So this is what the command. Can you see that? Your command plus T.
Command plus T. Okay.
Yeah. You just try that because this is what suggested by our Google Devta. So you can definitely rely upon that.
I just wanted to ask you one thing that while you were locking the cell or column, you pressed F for 3 times.
Yes.
And for this 2 times.
Right.
Why was it? Like is it fixed like every time for a column it should be 3 times and for a row it should be 2 times?
Yes, because the moment if you go for a cell, suppose I take an example, I'm going for this cell. This is a generic cell. Having first is the column, second one is the row. If I go for F4 once, this is not going to move down or move right. G5 will never go to G6 or G5 will never go to H5. This is what the setup. Now, if I go for F4 twice, only row is locked. Means the data is going to move only within the row. G5 will move to H5 because column is free, but row is locked. But if I go for F4 one more time, now column is locked. So G5 will move to G6 only, but G5 will never move to H5 because column is locked. So this is how the movement, based on that, you have to fix it. Which movement you want to make it on or which one you want to make it off.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome. So if this is what the date calculations, mostly when you want to compute your own experience or the span of the project, if you have got project start date, project end date, or if you want to compute your own experience also anywhere you can take this formulas pretty well. So this is the story of our date calculation using the hidden formula of Excel, naming called date div. How to compute that, we got the answer. All right, now we'll go for our next example over here, a beautiful example. So let me connect with the data to everyone so that everybody will be clear with the objective, and then we will be looking at the same, how to work around with the same. Okay, so we have taken a salary slip data. So everybody is getting salary. So definitely you can connect with your data. So we have a component like basic is about 40,000. DA 20% of the basic, HRA it is of 50% of the basic, medical allowance fixed for 15K, uniform allowance is 15 for 12K, it is fixed. So this is monthly CTC, nothing but the combinations or consolidation of all these elements or the perks. Annual CTC is nothing but monthly CTC multiplied by 12. A simple basic salary slip data we have taken. Hope this is clear what we have. We'll go stepwise confirmation. Have you understood the data what we have, people? Right. Now kindly stay focused over here. The question or the scenario what I'm going to discuss, please stay focused with that. Now suppose say our friend Anuradha, she is leading a team and she got a profile. I mean, there is a vacancy in her team and she needs a person the most to assist her in the job. So she, approached to our recruitment team and asked, okay, I need a candidate having these are the requirements or requisites or these are the JDs. So please get me a good candidate matching with the role. Okay, our recruitment team, they have done their job. They filtered out one candidate for our friend Anuradha. And who is that candidate? Suppose say our friend Nakul. Now, Nakul has come for the interview. The final level of interview, being a team leader, being a department head, being a leader, Anuradha has to conduct. So Anuradha is now taking the interview of Nakul. And Anuradha, whatever questions she's asking, Nakul is answering pretty well. So Anuradha is quite convinced and she has internally decided, okay, I should hire this candidate. I should not lose him because Nakul is having good amount of experience and he's having a good amount of knowledge about the tool or the platform. And she has decided internally, but mere having the decision internal doesn't make any sense. So we have to think practically. We have to think about the compensation part. So Anuradha gave an offer that Nakul, this is what the maximum offer for this job role of level lakhs 40,000. Now looking at the offer, Nakul was a bit unhappy. So looking at the face of Nakul, Our friend Anuradha make out that, and she gives a offer that, okay, Nakul, if you are unhappy, you can express your expectation, no problem. Let's see if something is work out in between and which is quite suitable for both of us. We can go for that window discussion. Then what Nakul is telling now, that Anuradha, if you give me 14 lakhs of CTC, I am ready to join immediately over there. So now Anuradha has two problems over here. What is that? If she is going to accept Nakul's demand, what would be the breakup of salary? This is the first problem, first question. Second one, I'm going to tell you, Anuradha has got a power or an authority from the management that if you get a good candidate or suitable candidate, salary is not a bar. You can accept anybody's offer, but make a point, the basic should not exceed 60,000. I repeat, management has given a power to Anuradha. She can accept any candidates, whatever the demand, but any point, the basics should not exceed 60,000. So this is one more problem for Anuradha, that if she accepts whatever the demand given by Nakul, whether the basic is going to be exceeding 60,000 or it will be within the limit of 60,000. This also she has to check. So these are the two questions now prevailing in front of us. Hope the entire situation is clear for everyone.
Yes.
Now, to take a decision over here, whether Anuradha should hire Nakul or not. This is what the bottom line. To arrive at that decision, what we do in that case, though it is Anuradha, XYZ, Salini, or it is Radha, anybody, whoever just placing the or playing the role of recruitment process or department leader, whatever it is, how much time we take, I will tell you. We ask that candidate to be retained or to be waiting at the lobby for another 1 or 2 hours or couple of hours. And we come back to our workplace. We do our necessary calculations or R&D over here to come to a conclusion whether we should hire that candidate or we should call off. Why? Just to take a decision 2 hours. Why it is like that? Because we are unable to compute it immediately. So in this case, in that 2 hours, what we do, we come back to our workstation, we go to our basic, we try to keep changing like this, doing the hit and trial method. Okay, 45,000, if I change, I'm getting this. Then again, I go and change to 50,000. Okay, I get this. If I go for 55,000, okay, I get this, which is exceeding 14 lakhs. So I come down again now, 53,000. So like that, we keep on doing the changes in the basic. Unless and until I get exactly the annual CTC of 14 lakhs, I will not keep quiet, or I'll be keep trying doing the job. So I may get the answer in 12 hits, 5 hits, 20 hits, depends upon the user, what exactly value it has been taken. This is what the things we do in that 2 hours. Trust me, you will be agreeing with that. Do you agree with me? Is that the thing we do? Not to feel offended. This is what anybody will do. Trust me. Okay. So this is the place over here most of the time. Yes. So I appreciate the honest answer by Anuradha also. Everybody will be doing. In fact, if I were in the place also, I'll be also doing the same. And just imagine, to take a decision immediately then and there, we are taking this much of time. Okay. Now think about Nakul's impressions about this company brand and working with a leader like Anuradha. What he will be thinking. Why they are taking this much of time to take a decision? Now just think the opposite scenario. In this place, instead of taking 2 hours of time, if our friend Anuradha could have done the calculations immediately then and there in 1 minute, and she would have taken the decision, okay, Nakul, you are hired, we are accepting, we welcome you, please join our company within day or 2 max. Offer letter is there with you, my team will be reaching to you immediately in 10 minutes time. If the decision would have been taken, the action would have been completed, what would have been the Nakul's impressions over here about the company brand and the leader about Anuradha working with her? Also, he would be very happy. So entire situation would have been different, isn't it? So now that's the objective. So any point of time, my friends, if you want to arrive at this kind of calculations results, if you have some ready-made inputs in place, how to take the decisions then and there immediately. For that, we have to use a data analytical tool of our Excel naming called goal-seek. Goal-seek purpose, you got to satisfy two validation rules. Rule number one, the data, whatever you have taken, it must be formula driven. The data should be having the connections with the formula. Mere taking the static data, this is not going to work. So if you see our data, so many formulas are there. DA, formula driven, HRA, formula driven, monthly CTC, annual CTC, all these are formula driven, right? Now, first rule is satisfied. Rule number two, where is our goal-seek? Goal-seek is there in our data menu, what if analysis, goal-seek. This is the place you will be finding it out. And if you click that, what it says, a dialog box appears where the first rule says that set cell. Set cell. Remember one thing, in any data set, you will be having one objective. So that objective cell is nothing but set cell. So if you have understood our entire story, in our story, what is our objective? Anybody?
Basic not to exceed.
No. Annual CTC. That is what we are worrying about, right? Nakul is demanding 14 lakhs. So that is what our objective. Annual CTC supposed to be 14 lakhs. So annual CTC is the objective. Okay. Now, rule number two says that whichever the cell you are going to consider as an objective cell, it must be formula driven. There must be a formula in that cell. So is there a formula in annual CTC? Do you agree with that? Yes, monthly CTC multiplied by 12. Am I right?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
set cell is given as annual CTC. To value, how much you are expecting. So how much Nakul is expecting? 14 lakhs. That you must define manually. You cannot refer to a cell. You have to always define the to value column manually. So that is my second criteria, to value. Coming to by changing cell, third criteria. Which cell you change so that you can get the annual CTC 14 lakhs. As we are doing the trial and error, within the 2 hours time, which cell we keep on changing?
Basic.
So that is what nothing but my by changing cell. So when I go for my change cell option of basic cell, now click OK. With immediate effect, you can see on your blink of your eyes, Excel will be taking its iterations and calculations, and finally it will be throw the result with no time, stating that over here, if your basic becomes 52,745, 14 lakhs CTC will be achieved. And the power, whatever the authority given to Anuradha over here, basic should not exceed 60,000. This is not exceeding. So without making a delay, she should accept whatever the demand from Nakul over here, and she should hire that candidate immediately. So just imagine the situation. So this is how, friends, the moment you want to take a calculations result over here, or you have the input, something like that, we are doing a cost estimation, calculating your profitability or profit margin, break-even point, anything, anywhere you can use this. So it is not confined to only HR or salary related or accounts or finance related or production or planning related, anywhere, any department, wherever you are working, you can make use of that, provided two rules are to be satisfied. One, data must be formula driven. Rule number two, set cell should be the objective cell, must contain a formula. So this is called our goal-seek. Hope this is working for everyone, people. Any doubt, any queries, anybody?
Can you show the goal-seek option? I just wanted to see.
Yeah, it's in data, what if analysis, goal-seek. So what do you think? Being a user, do you think that this is a great tool, is going to help you in saving your time in your workplace?
Prabhas, I had a question.
Please ask.
Here we are saying that the annual CTC is the goal. Now, in reality, the basic and the DA is a percentage, it's a statutory percentage. Right. So can we use that as part of goal seek?
No. See, the formula, you cannot give it. The formula driven cell, if you go for, because that is static, as you sell the static percentage, I cannot change that. So DA is 20% of basic. That is what I told you. The real-time example I took it for you. 50%, 60%, depending upon cosmopolitan cities or metropolitan cities, it varies. But this we cannot change. We can change only the basic. And these are the fixed emoluments like medical allowance and all these things. If it is also formula driven, you can change that. It's not an issue. So basically in one line, you can say only one variable you can change. In goal seek, you can take only one variable.
Okay.
Right. This will be very, very helpful because what is the problem, in our salary slip fixation time, we calculate our monthly CTC, but when you go for annual CTC, again, it will be exceeding whatever the maximum CTC to be allowed. So there you can play around with your perquisites, whatever you have, the emoluments or the breakup or the allowances, whatever you have given as per the things, and you can play around with the data. So somewhere only thing is the decimals are to be rounded off. So you'll be exactly getting the value. Yeah. So this is about our goal seek people. Okay. So taking the live data, you can practicing about this thing. And the best example I'll tell you, whenever you are paying your EMI for your housing loans and all, you always depend upon the bankers. Whatever they fix it as based on your earning capacity, they fix an amount and you blindly pay for that. So any point of time you want to know, am I end up paying with some more extra amount to the bankers? You can check it out with this goal seek. That's the best example. Anybody can connect with that. All right. So this is it from our day one side, people. Any doubt, any queries for the day? Anybody? So we dealt with so many formulas, starting with our sum product. Then we have gone for small, large with combination of rows, usage of your F4 key, locking for the same, then M round formula, logical formula of if, then max. Then we have seen some date related calculations like Networkdays International, e-date, text formula, year formula application, usage of keyboard shortcut, Control-Shift-3 to convert any format to our date format over there we have discussed. Then we have seen our some timestamp related calculations and EO month a date formula again over here. Then we have seen when you have the mere data in place, how to make it more informative, taking the different statistical calculations. Then we have seen how to make our data presentable by using the format as table option and the various advantages of doing the same. And finally, how to present our data in a proper number format with a keyboard shortcut, Control, Shift, and 1. Then we have seen the hidden formula that is called date diff, how to apply it, and making a nested formula with today formula, get it updated whenever you open the file. Uses of our F4 key, once for cell locking, twice for row locking, thrice for column locking, depending upon the movement of the cell, and finding the right answer. Then we have seen the final topic of the day called data analytical tool goal seek, how to apply in the situations like this of the calculations of salary place over here and get our answer immediately then and there. So this is what our day one's topic. Day two, we'll be discussing about some data cleansing features and how to handle the errors, how to handle the blanks, how to handle the ERP or SAP driven records or data, how to do the data arrangements, and how to present our data in different types of visualizations formats over here. That will be our tomorrow's agenda. All right. So any doubt or queries for the day? If you have, you can ask me. So before coming to the closer of the session, I would like to take an interview feedback for betterment of our training. So I'll be asking a question. You have to give the answer in our chat box, yes or no. Or if you have a different sort of opinion, you are having the freedom to share your opinion also. So can we maintain the same speed for the rest of the session? Speed is okay. Okay, glad. So everybody is okay with that. Very good. Now, second thing, the content, whatever we have discussed so far, are you able to connect with your real-time data, or are you getting enough confidence? Okay, this is how we can make something better out of workplace. Are you getting a little bit of confidence? Okay, Sudipto, I'll be keeping in mind. I don't think I have done that, because exactly most of the training programs, this is what the last topic we end up with. I don't think we have cast up speed, but yes, if you feel that tomorrow you feel like this any point of time, you can stop me, because everybody should understand whatever I am teaching over there. So don't worry about it. If you feel any point of time, the speed is bit, I'm catching bit of fast up over here, you have all the rights to stop me. Don't worry. Anyway, now the next question is, all queries are clarified. Is there anything pending from my side or yet to be clarified, something like that? All right then. Fine then. So we are good to go with all the rest of the sessions with the same tempo, no issues. So I request everybody, do not miss the session, because each and every topic, whatever we discussed in day 1, that is essential for day 2, day 3 and all. So please practice, at least brush up everything, quick review everything on the day 2 while coming up. Please make sure you have just go through that once. Later you need to practice, because in training everything seems like a fairy tale. But unless and until you practice on the same, you will never be having the hang on the topics. So that's why it's a kind request. I'll be sharing the day 1, whatever the things we discussed. You will be getting the reference manual, step-by-step material, as well as the recordings for the sessions also within 1 hour time. I'll be dropping a message in the group. I'll be ensuring that it is reaching to you today itself, in maximum by 8 o'clock or 8 p.m. I request you, please go through that once. If at all any doubts or queries are there, be ready with the doubts or queries. If you want me to come a bit early and log into the meeting room, you have all the rights to drop me a message in the group. You can ask me over there. I'll be logging in before 15 minutes and I'll be helping you to clarify all your doubts and queries. And 2 p.m. we are going to start our day 2 program. So effectively we can utilize our window time and we can learn as per the plan, and whatever the contents we have already discussed, based on that we'll be going further. And if you have any doubts or queries with related to your personal data or the data which you are working, you can also bring it to the session. I can help you out. Not ever worry about it. This. All right.
I have one question.
Please.
This is on the dates.
Yeah.
Right. So you did tell us the Control Shift 3 command, helps us to the date format.
Right.
Most often when data is extracted, right, whether it's from SAP or if you're receiving a file from elsewhere, the dates sometimes don't work for further operations.
Right.
So is there some specific cleansing or something that you recommend so that we can kind of make the date fields true?
We are going we are going to discuss tomorrow that one. Don't worry.
Okay.
That's there out the part of curriculum. It is coming up as data clean 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prabhas,
yeah.
Were you referring to a WhatsApp group earlier when you said the group?
Yes, actually, I got your nomination late, so unfortunately I could not add you there.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. You can very well. So this is my number also. You can very well drop me a message over there. You can drop me your email ID. I'll be sharing it across your, that MacBook shortcut key list. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Don't worry. All right, people. So if there is no queries or the doubts, so shall we call it as a day? Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhas.
Yeah. Stay safe. Take
Thank
care.
you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Yes, you are tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.